We begin. All right. Hi. I yelled so loud I pissed off both my wife and my dog. She's dead staring me in the corner.
You did it for the meme. It's okay.
Oh no. I'm sorry.
We needed to peak the audio long enough that Liz wouldn't have to look for it.
She ran out of the bedroom actually concerned. And I feel bad. Hi, we're Dungeons and Dunderheads. We're a bunch of chuckle fucks that are trying to play heroes. My name's Andrew. I'll be the DM for the evening. And do you want to go do the whole round the table thing and introduce your character type deal?
It's been a while.
Sure, it's been a
minute.
I think the last time we did that, we had a group of 4 birds.
I'm playing Bennis, a level 6 sidekick.
Shut the fuck up. All right.
This is the character sheet I have open.
I'm Puckslime.
You're a what?
Liz, you go.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, we're gonna do rollies
I
for it?
rolled a
All
1,
right.
so don't even.
I felt it.
Alcohol!
No,
I felt it in my soul. I knew it was gonna happen.
this one doesn't count.
No, it does. You rolled
Go for it.
a 1.
And you're using
You're not. You're gonna beat me.
No, you're.
15.
Yeah, I rolled a 1, so
They also could have rolled a
you
one.
go first.
Fucking fine. All right. I am playing Lolax, who is a draconic sorcerer. He's also a changeling, and has a thing about trying to keep his identity hidden for no reason in particular. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I'm Jeremy, and I'm playing Hush, the... Wow, I blanked on what he is. He is a swarm-keeping...
He's a mythical bird.
He's a swarm-keeping
Okay.
ranger.
He constantly forgets that birds are real. It's fine. I forgot the name.
I saw a bunch
Wait,
of
hold
other
on.
stickers that were
Let's
birds
not-
are real, and I listened.
Guys, we're not even like 10 minutes in. Let's stop busting his balls for a second.
My giant balls. My massive balls.
Yeah.
South Park levels
Swelling
here.
from the bruises.
I'm not on a chair, actually.
Can I have a redo? I'm actually playing like a homebrew orca named Shamu. I only grapple things.
Oh, why don't we talk about the
When did
Flotera
this
bit?
happen? Big moves.
Grapple
is
party.
What's your character? Which one are you picking?
Well, I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that.
I regret.
I'm playing Hush, the Ranger Swarm Keeper Kenku, who is a bit timid, a bit what was it? Has a complex about his brother, not in that way. And he's pretty laid back and fun.
Why did you clarify that?
He's pretty laid back and fun having. And
I have a perfectly normal family relationship. It's not like that.
And then wait.
I have a brother, not in this sexual way.
And then my name is Jeremy. I'm also playing another bird called Styx, the Owlin Grave Cleric, who is a lot more stoic, a lot less fun having. Likes to rub. Birds have eyebrows. Yeah,
Some owls do.
Owls have eyebrows. Yeah.
Some penguins
Likes
do.
to rub his eyebrows a
Macaroni
lot.
penguins.
But he got thrown in as a replacement to Hush because they thought they killed Hush, but nope. Now I'm playing 2 birds. Fuck you.
This one wants to fuck his sister
Fuck us
instead.
apparently.
Styx doesn't have a sister, dog.
That we know of.
I like how
Bobo was his sister.
Also, on D&D Beyond, I have 4 character sheets. 3 of them are birds. I have Hush, Styx, Spasm, and
You
Lorray.
got something that you want to tell us?
You're really into birds.
They're not real.
Birds are cool.
Birds are cool.
You're a mythical creature. Why would I wouldn't play a
No,
dragon?
they're
Have
controlled
we
by
ever
the bourgeoisie.
have we ever
Like
stopped to
dragon.
assess if the birds are working for the
Birds
bourgeoisie?
would be a lot cooler if they were real.
I think the birds are working for the Golgari. The pigeons are, at least. I'm willing to bet.
Birds aren't real.
Dre, please save us from this nightmare.
I was once a strong warrior for Aurelia, Kilgore Bloodfist, but I was wounded in battle, and my life was forced to change when I woke up half a centaur. I am now on the path of redemption. I redem myself and all of those around me, and am imbued with holy power for my patron saint.
I like how you didn't say redeemed. You said redemned. I
Redemned.
feel like that has to be canon.
Half a centaur down the middle.
I'm
I'm
gonna
here to
redeem you.
redeem you.
What do you mean redeem? I know what I said.
I'm playing Sail, half elf boat bard man. There you go.
Nice.
You're not wrong.
Trick is to leave him wanting more.
Look, I am playing who all you guys know as Brent.
Lair slam.
I didn't know that actually. I forgot his name.
It's okay.
I'm kidding. Kind of.
And Soul Knife, Rogue, who struggling to fit in because he doesn't remember anything about his past.
And he's a fucking narc.
That's metagaming.
Sorry, we're done with you playing the second
He meant
arc of the
vampire. We all know.
Am I? Who knows?
Okay, we'll
He
just
stuffed off a dragon.
back to that later. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
I mean, so the next character that you play that's also a narc, can you just call it Oznark?
Or Biznark.
Biznark would be good.
Biznark
Ooh,
is
the
good.
Biznark.
All right. So, last we left off, you guys got your ass kicked by a giant newt.
True.
We almost
Limped your
killed it.
way.
Well, technically it left because we almost killed it.
That's a level up that walked away from us, is what that was.
It's milestone. We're not supposed to kill everything.
It tried to flatten Hush, laughed, and then just swam away.
Are we sure?
Okay,
Anyways.
if Andrew penalized us for not killing it, we are now incentivized to kill every cool thing we come across.
Oh, look, a unicorn! Bang.
Oh, look at that orphanage.
I really need.
So much XP.
I need that. I really need that ability score increase before the boss. Do we have any sidekicks?
If we
I call
came
this one the
across a
pocket
unicorn,
XP.
I would be like the pure of heart virgin that gets to talk to it.
Need 42 more XP. Hush, come here.
We
Anyways,
have
Not that
kids.
Born after I died, you know, you kind of get your virginity back.
well, when you no longer have the bits,
Yeah,
no,
I
no,
can
no, no.
literally not.
Yeah,
thank you, Bobber. We love you.
I don't want to dive into that
thank you for the
statement.
newt, by the way. That didn't almost kill us.
Oh yeah, that was your fault.
It almost killed me.
Just a little bit of stank on there. Like, oh yeah, that was your fault.
Don't open any suspicious
All right.
packages, Bobby.
All right. So, you guys left the lake, made it to Grossmont sopping wet, but did a little bit of speaking, investigating. You guys spoke to the mayor, who seemed to be very confused that you guys were looking for missing children.
That's not a good look, is it?
No.
No, it's not. That said, he didn't look too far into it because apparently you're on some kind of business.
He also didn't look too far into multiple children.
He really liked that tree,
There's
man.
nothing wrong with my town.
Why are you looking for dead kids? Why aren't you?
All right, we got sent by the president.
The FBI has not been in contact with me.
Barack Obama?
Stop. No. No.
Peyton's old character.
Obama.
Anyways, you guys then went and talked to a tree.
As I do.
Found out it was named Rowan, and that it was a protector tree that looked over the city, essentially. May not have been doing a good job, because when you guys went and talked to some other folks around town, they were also a little confused about missing children, even though you know that there are reports of it. From there, you went and spoke to Riddle, the tavern drake.
Andrew played excellently, I might add.
And I think you guys only solved 1 out of the 5 riddles that were for 9-year-olds.
Yes.
To be
You give
fair,
us too much
they were.
credit.
I know how to
exactly
do recreational textbooks, not riddles.
I know how to do
I have
recreational
an intelligence
drugs.
of 10. I have it covered.
That's two.
So, from there, I believe you guys spent the night, had a nice meal, and in the morning went and looked at the old mayor's manor.
True.
In North Grossmont, found out that a lot of it had been collapsed, and that some of the old tunnels going underneath the town from Greed the Dragon were now closed from a cave-in. Luckily, that's not really your main objective. You guys are looking for Twang, Hush's brother, who was up north. You guys took some clues, went up north, and found him injured in a crazy gnome's hut next to a, some of you find questionable half-elf. After some attempted magical persuasion to loosen their tongue, there was a bit of a tense moment.
Understatement.
But besides that, it went relatively well. Hush and Twang spoke on basically what had been happening, how they had been doing in their time apart. And I think we kind of left off with you guys setting up camp. The hut can sleep a couple of people, but besides that, you guys are going to have to rough it.
Rough.
So, we pick up back in the Whispering Woods. The fog is starting to set in as it gets darker and the temperature starts to drop. In the distance, where the forest is more dense, you guys can see those will-o-wisps. They're starting to almost bubble up from the ground.
Listen close, you can hear the crackling of the fire. in the
And
background.
Lolax has a lead pot.
Oh yeah, Lolax does have a lead pot on their head.
I don't get nightmares because of it. What,
Are you
Yeah,
gonna share
I
that
figured
shit?
that was-
No, I tried to.
They
Nobody
actually
wanted
tried,
it.
and everybody said no.
Yeah, so you know what? Fuck you. It's my lead pot. I got it off of a crazy gnome. What do you want from me?
Sen
The
enjoying the
bot.
sounds of his children.
Oh, man.
We're
gonna need a
basically
drink.
in like the PTSD whisper woods.
And we all have trauma.
Hey, you know those people you really like? They never really loved you.
And these traumatic memories have silver linings.
Yeah, I imagine
no.
that like Lolax wakes up in the morning, ah, looks over at his friends, and they're all like,
Sayil with a constant 1,000-yard stare is just like, this is par for the course.
Oh no.
All right.
"All right, good morning, everybody.
No,
Well, let's get some coffee going on the
going to-
fire."
no.
What?
We're about to go to bed.
You think we're gonna get away from the whispers
Why did we
tonight?
start with sleeping?
What? I thought we made camp.
We're setting up camp.
We're in the
Yeah.
woods.
Okay.
You'd only set up.
We're in
Um,
the
Not even
ambush
set up.
woods.
all right, everybody, let's go to bed.
I thought you wanted coffee.
Going
Thought you wanted coffee.
We can have coffee in the morning.
Going first. Oh,
I'll go second on the watch.
Oh, for the watch. Why do we need a watch?
At that point, Twang would kind of pop up and just... Because it's dangerous?
you remember the meat-eating deer?
Meat-eating
refresh
deer?
My memory.
Remember the
It
tree?
was
a
like
deer
2
that you-
stories tall, and it ate meat.
It was back across lake.
All I'm saying is,
Cool.
like, if we've made it this far, what's the worst thing that could happen?
A
Now
lot.
that we
We
got
get
Twain,
eaten
we
by
can
a
go
deer.
back and fuck up that salad.
A lot.
Yeah, I mean, we have a dragon with us. We have a nice elven lady.
Or we could
Like-
just keep bad things from happening and just take a watch. That doesn't hurt anybody.
I'm just feeling a whole lot better after I have this pot on my head.
Okay.
I already said I was gonna take.
Do you have
this
more
watch.
pots?
I'll take
No, I
second
bought the
watch.
one off of the crazy gnome.
Okay, well
Well,
then,
he technically is not crazy. He's just eccentric. But
I
if you don't want to take a watch, you don't have.
okay, that's my goal. That was my goal this entire time.
Okay.
S-Lane would pop up and just, I'm free to take one if you all would like.
First.
I'll take third.
Actually, Selene, is it okay if I take watch with you?
Sure. I don't care.
Okay. I mean, obviously, you've gotten pretty close with my brother. I just wanted to maybe chat with you without people trying to, never. But yeah, that would be great. We can take whatever watch. I don't mind.
You just need-
I will take third watch then. Well, sweet dreams, I suppose. And just so you remember, I sleep with my crossbow.
I want to take
Make
And
a,
you
she
think
will go
you're
to
far
sleep.
More interesting to me.
I want to take a last minute survey walk around the perimeter of the
Sure. Are you looking for anything in particular, or just like any odd stuff?
odd stuff.
Sure. Go and give me a perception check.
14.
14. Besides the random almost fey-tainted woods that you're already in. There's nothing especially different.
Okay.
You know, the will-o-wisps are around. They're a little bit curious as the fog starts to set in. They get a little bit closer, but
Nothing odd outside the odd things I've already seen.
not currently.
Cool. Bit tame.
So, like, as we're kind of like falling asleep, and like some people are taking their first watch, like when it's like just right on the cusp of when people are about to like fade out of consciousness, Lorax is just gonna say like out loud, like, anybody else not like our name, like for the group? I've been thinking about it.
I voted against it from the start.
Yeah, I know, but like, we could rename ourselves, right? Like we can do that.
I can't really give a whole lot of opinion on that. So
I think we've had enough new members come along.
You
that
know,
maybe
we're basically a new group. Like,
Yeah.
what's that like whole like philosophical thing about like
we
a ship?
replaced the sail
Yeah.
and the decking.
Mhm.
Yeah.
would I know?
I've renamed myself.
Would
many
I
times.
know if changing our name would affect anything with our guild pack license?
You put in a form to change the official name of the
If
group.
this is the route we're going.
Can you? Yes. Oh, no. Sorry.
Oh.
Oh God.
Oh my.
Oh.
What have you done?
There's been an 11 and an 8 rolled on the random encounter table.
Thanks, Sarah.
Fucking
Everybody got their
Suits
backups?
up. Yeah.
You have your backup? Everybody got their backups?
Yeah.
Just in case?
Three
Alright.
of them.
I already
Anyway.
have another one too.
Nice.
And guess what? It's a bird, but they think they're a rat.
No. I'm vetoing that one. Anyways,
Pigeon person?
answer, yes, you guys can change your name. There's some paperwork and stuff you need to do.
Not that big of a deal.
You
though.
would know if you're going to do it soon before you really make a name for yourselves, or you're really gonna fuck up your clientele.
I'm gonna relay that and be like, well, since you guys don't have that much renown yet, could do it now, but you don't want to do that.
So,
Help
it-
distance ourselves from the only time they would really associate us with our names.
yeah, yeah.
Boba got
So,
called out
like,
in
if we're gonna do
September.
it, we should do it now. But all I'm saying is like, seems like we're not a big fan of it. Like, it was funny at the time, but maybe like we're not feeling it anymore. There was like Freebird that was floated. I also like Probable Cause, but like cause like the bird.
I do like that one a lot.
Yeah, that
That's
one.
dark.
The one seems kind of like up our alley.
A murder of prose, probable cause.
Yeah.
How about we all sleep on it?
Yeah, we can do that. Is there any like other ones that people want to like throw into the pot?
I don't know if my opinion would be valued in this.
Why do you keep saying that? Like, you're part of the group.
Am I?
You want to be?
You're probationary, which means you're allowed to put forward ideas and say things, but we're also allowed to tell you to shut up.
That's fair.
Oh man.
That's fair.
Oh, I need.
Like, if you want to be part of the group, you kind of have to like contribute to the group. You can't just kind of like be off in the corner and be like, I'm
have I
kind of
not?
part of the group.
Already been contributing?
Yeah, you gave
You
the
have,
salamander
but-
the big suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, you helped us out. Like, all of those are like pretty A+ stuff, but like,
this conversation hasn't come up before, so I didn't know.
okay.
But
Well,
it's kind of
it's
rude
coming
to
up.
just be like, hey guys, can I be a part of this? When you,
That's exactly what I did.
yeah,
Do you guys consider me rude?
No.
I thought you were like, I thought like the confidence was like, you know, straightforward, like the kind of person that would walk up to you, hand you your business card, and then like slap you on the butt.
But in a cool way.
But like in a
Not
cool
like in a
professional
creepy
way,
way,
where like
yeah.
you
professional
also
butt
probably ask for
clapping.
consent.
Within slapping range, usually the ass is one of my only options. But I only try to get people that are cool with it, you know?
I only slap Rakdos ass.
I'm pretty used to it.
Yeah, it was pretty common in the platoons.
Stick's just gonna walk up to Lorax. So, you know that pot on your head?
Yeah.
Can I just do something really quick?
Before you
No,
go
no,
any
no,
further,
you keep
what are
it.
you gonna do?
You keep it.
What are you gonna
I
do?
just
to
want
it?
to inscribe something on it that if somebody tries to mess with it tonight,
So I'm just going to like tell you about the pot. Okay, so this is a lead pot,
yes.
and it doesn't really do well with magic.
Andrew,
So if you try to inscribe something on it, I'm worried that you're either gonna break my pot, or
Break your new amulet, which you don't have a backup for.
like you're just gonna introduce some kind of flaw where it doesn't work anymore.
You
I'm
make
kind
a
of happy
weakness
with
in
my
the
pot.
armor.
And if you wanted to get your own pot, that'd be totally fine. But what are you trying to inscribe?
I
on
have
it?
some pots if you want to write something on them.
Can I roll for like an Arcana check to know if a glyph of warding would work on a
Yeah.
pot?
You got diamond dust, bud?
Pretty sure it costs $300, 300 gold and diamond dust.
It costs 100 per spell level.
Gotta
If
remember.
you want for a
Gotta
pot.
remember about the components of your
Oh,
spells.
you're right. Wait, but the material isn't it replaced?
Not if it has a gold cost.
Okay.
So like things like
Silo
Revivify, that kind of stuff, you still need the diamond to cast it.
Find familiar
it is-
takes 10 gold pieces.
Yeah,
pretty
if it is
sure-
consumed by the spell, then you cannot replace
Oh,
it.
okay. Never mind then.
If you want magic pot, I'm pretty sure Sail or Sen would know where to find it for much cheaper.
We're in the Feywoods. Like,
Alright.
I've kind of been like, you've been smelling it too.
Well,
the
now that
whole
I've been
time,
like the
right?
kid at the sleepover who's like, "Is anybody else awake?" I'm just gonna go to bed.
Does anybody else want a pot
Who's taking first watch?
or a
So, yeah.
pan?
Okay.
Nobody.
Nope.
All right. So, as everybody else is starting to go to sleep, Sail, are you doing anything particular for your watch?
Yes. I'll go to the base of a tree. Does it seem like a nice tree? Amicable, friendly one, you know?
Most trees, as you get deeper into the woods, start to get taller and almost more bent over.
Mhm.
Amicable would be a strong word.
All right, I'll go sit up against the shed facing the group. I'll use mold earth to make like a little thing for my legs to be in, so I'm level with the ground, and I'll use disguise self, like fully camo, same colors.
Can you do that? Is that something you can do?
I can change my physical appearance to whatever I want, so why can't I just change the color of me?
Just like a texture of wood, basically.
Yeah.
So what? It could be like
For
a war
fun,
forge.
give me a spell casting check. So just a charisma check.
Just charisma is 17.
17. Okay.
You could make yourself into a war forge of the same color.
I'll just disguise self for color matching. Like there.
Okay. I'm actually here for it.
It was a big part of the I wonder if I can use camo.
Now we know.
Yeah. All right. So, you sit down, camo yourself to the wall. Rugir the drake is kind of pawing around, looking around. Every once in a while, you'll see them kind of just walk up, sniff the air, and they look like they're looking for something.
I see. Like, what kind of what areas is it looking in? How is it looking? Is it mostly scent based, or is it physically pawing through stuff?
It seems to be scent based, and they're kind of just meandering around the camp.
Mhm. Having talked with Wang earlier, would I know if I could speak to this? This is an actual dragon.
They're considered a drake.
That's not a beast.
No, its typing would still be dragon.
All right.
You do know that it understood Hush earlier, and it has seemingly taken commands and stuff like that from Twang. So it at least understands common, probably.
I'll try in common. Are you looking for something there, buddy?
You know, like cock its head and start to look around.
Looking for attackers? Food? See if it responds as I list stuff.
It slowly pads on up to you, and it starts sniffing at you. And then you see its eyes get large as it realizes it was looking for you.
Oh.
I rolled a perception check. They rolled poorly.
Okay.
Their owner had decided on, oh, these are abandoned people I like, so it was cool. Now somebody was missing, that was a problem.
Oh, okay.
Oh. That's what,
I'll
like,
go
why?
with
I'm like,
rich.
Yeah. gets pets, and then now that they know where you are, they go back up next to Twang, and they kind of just curl up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But besides that, your watch goes fairly uneventful. You see that the Will-O-Wisps actually tend to give the cavern itself a pretty large berth.
Mm-hmm. Figured standing structures have that effect. I'll just go wake up the next watch and give a wide berth to fire breathing. Who I definitely didn't start problems with. He had a reasonable reaction.
All right. So I believe that is Kex. Or not Kex, sorry. No. Kex was a name that we were workshopping, and so all of my notes say Kex. So every time I go and read it, it's Kex, but then you change your mind. It's fucked me up since.
Is it K-E-K?
That's pretty keck-worthy.
How do you spell that? A-X?
K-E-K-X.
K-E-double-X.
That's way too edgy, bro.
That's why you changed it.
Two X's, bro?
You should have added a triple X and then a temptation after it.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
cut-
360, 420
Sticks.
blazing.
I tried to steer away from my big
The
hulking
river
frontliners.
sticks.
Straight, like always the same style of character.
Not
Sorry.
cringe.
Cringe.
Got me fucked up, dude. Brenton.
Style.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Sael go and wakes you up for your watch.
Was sleeping. I suppose it's my time now.
Going to.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna take like a piece of grapple or something. I'm gonna aim it at Lil X's pot. Like a dart.
Give me an attack roll.
An attack roll.
It's not gonna do damage,
Great.
don't worry.
Dexterity?
It's improvised weapon. No, strength.
Oh, -1. 17 -1.
Does the pot add armor
Because
class?
I'm a shit. Can you give me a con saving throw?
A con saving throw?
Does the pot,
Don't worry, there's a reason.
Does the pot add armor class?
10.
10. Okay, that is exactly the DC. So as you throw it, pink, you just watch Lolax all over.
Wait, hold on. How far into the night is
Nice.
it?
2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours.
So if like how long is a long rest? It has to be 8 hours.
Wait, sorry.
6
No.
with the watch,
It would be
basically, is how it usually gets run.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, when that happens, Lolax is gonna go ah, and he's gonna fireball into the sky.
Fireball.
Yes.
What?
In your sleep.
No, you woke me up by hitting it with pot.
I thought you passed the
You
DC
passed
to
the
stay
DC.
asleep.
He just rolled over and
Let
stopped
them
snoring.
roleplay.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry.
I was forced to roll that. I choose to fail.
That's fair.
enough. Alright.
What the fuck?
I don't know what happened.
You see Eslaine and Twang both rocket up from their laying down. Eslaine has her crossbow drawn, pointing around.
I'm like a silhouette of a person. Cat mode.
you would be away from the building now, though.
This is true.
Mhm.
So now you just look weird.
I walked over to the fire and I'm like, hey Brent, oh my god.
Can I roll like a perception check to see like what's going on around me? Like why
Sure.
did all of a sudden like I hear echoes of like a whatever that was? 11.
11. So, waking up and unleashing this fireball, there's this loud roar, but you know that was from you.
Yeah.
But there's still this echoing ring in your head. And as you stop and you think about it, you're looking around, you see this little speck of gravel next to you. You're not quite sure you can put 2 and 2 together.
Well, that might have been an overreaction. I'm not sure what happened there. I'm gonna go back to bed. Unless there's a reason that we would also need to kill something.
No.
No.
I think Any birds that might have pooped on us are no longer an issue. I'll look for roast duck in the morning.
I mean, Styx is asleep. I don't think.
This is why now would be the time to pluck and dress.
See,
I think that's a little bit insensitive, but
the door to the cabin bangs open. What the fuck?
There was an exploding bird overhead.
Bullshit.
That's true.
Somebody got startled awake and
It
they
is
had a
bullshit.
reaction. Everything's fine.
Fuck.
They were smart enough to aim it up, so it's fine.
so this is probably something I should tell you. Well, if I'm ever woken up, like aggressively, like I'm always ready to go. Like I'm always just gonna shoot a fireball straight up
Noted.
Into the sky.
into the sky.
So if
Or
we're
the
in the
through.
inn,
Yeah.
and you need to be woken up slowly.
Yes.
If we're indoors.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, good to know.
What if it's like a stone seal? That
Thanks
could
for
take
finding that out for us, Sayil.
Yeah, that's why I've always got to double check.
Wait. What do you mean?
Oh, he did that.
But it's funny.
It was a little funny.
I proved myself right.
Can we talk for a second?
What define talk?
Walk away from everybody else and have a battle of words and wit.
Oh, okay. Problems. Sure.
Andrew, where did you post the notebook notes in the Discord?
Under the Fallen King.
Fallen King. By the way,
Why
if
did
you haven't
do
already,
that?
It's funny. I wanted to see if I could hit the pot with a piece of gravel.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, like, we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. Been a bad time. We almost died the other day, but we almost kind of won the other day. It's kind of 50-50 toss.
I think
I think so too, but then it left, and I was a little bit relieved. But
the body's bird.
and
And we kept going.
I really, the whole Shamu move, kind of like, I think it rattled. I think it really rattled. Like Styx.
Shamu, one of the great
And
heroes.
Hush. But regardless, you can't just be like trying to scare people. Not gonna end well. Like, to be honest, it could have killed us all.
Okay.
See how like this is your fault, not mine. Glad we agree. And I'm gonna start walking away if Sayil doesn't say anything.
Oh, man. Not gonna make you roll for this one.
Does it hit like my
Yeah.
my butt? Lolex is gonna stop for a second mid stride.
Still funny. Look at that. Good night.
Lolex will remember that.
Brenton has utter confusion of what's going around him right now because he's never seen people interact like this.
I'm gonna walk up to Brenton. He does that. Can you do me a favor? Like just again.
Sure.
Take this, and I'm gonna hand him the knife that the gnome gave me.
What?
Okay.
I need you to do this for me.
To what?
I need you to take something that he loves and break it. It'll send a message. It's one of those things.
Why do I have to do this, and not you?
Because
Now
you're my
you're
friend.
sitting 10 feet away, like.
Yeah.
It's this like crazy thing that friends do.
He's lying to you.
So, Brenton, what I did is called a prank. And what Lolex is being is called a bitch. I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay.
If we could all go to bed, that would be fantastic.
Then, like, was sleeping peacefully,
Is that the
snoring
woods-
hard
is that the
enough to
woods?
where his skateboard was rolling back and forth with his breaths. But ever since the fireball, he's been sitting here like,
I
God
don't
send me
need
on
an
this
extra
mission, but it is such a
But I'll-
challenge.
Remember
I
this.
remember getting through nights easier in a homeless establishment.
It was quieter there.
I hope at least my hobos didn't explode. Literally.
So, as there is a changing of the guards, Brenton, as you are sitting down for your watch, is there anything specific you are doing?
I was going to very quietly, spider walk, sit on top of the roof, and pull it out
Okay.
while watching everybody.
Playing this exact melody.
I wish that was possible on a flute.
You can.
That's what I'm doing.
All right.
Guess that's better than
I get to doodle by you.
Thank you.
Oh man.
as long as I get to diddle.
So as you are sitting up there, playing your flute quietly to yourself, you just hear in the back of your head, do you really think that's how friends treat each other?
I wouldn't.
They're manipulating you. You understand that, right?
What if they are? I'm used to being manipulated my whole life. Or why is this any different?
They are intentionally trying to be your friend 1 second, and then the next, they are pitting you against the other people that could be your friends.
Not saying you're wrong. But nice to have people to talk to.
There's so many more than just the one. And if you keep listening to them, then you're going to alienate yourselves from the others. But that's nothing new for you.
Right.
For a while, there's nothing else. Until it's just, almost like passing by, curious. Just. So do you ever think about who your family must have been? Or what happened to them?
I think about it all the time, but I don't have anything to reference, so how could I?
You think your parents would be proud of you?
Maybe not. I have no way of knowing. I wish I could know, but maybe that's not something that's in the cards for me.
Well, if it's all the same, I don't think they would be.
I'm sure that you know so much about parents that I don't.
Oh, but I do. What do you mean? Your mother was a drow. She owned a bar in a seedy part of town. It was supposed to be your job to protect her, but you can never really do that well now, could you?
Oh.
Have a good night. Besides that, the rest of your night goes unabated.
No baiting.
No baiting.
What kind of masters at that?
I knew that one was coming.
I'll take the low bearing fruit.
Yes.
Then can't reach much higher.
Sure.
So, anything else you'd like to do for your shift, or are you gonna pass it on along?
I'm gonna write down. I have a notebook on things that are brought up to me. Very small. Doesn't have a lot in it. That reference my past on.
Okay.
Yep.
Sticks or Hush?
Oh,
Hush that volunteered, right?
Hush and in
Esling.
Esline. awake Aslane.
All right. You go to kind of shake her awake. She pretty much immediately eyes open. But that's about it. She kind of just nods at you, gives you a brief smile as she's standing up and starting to stretch and get ready.
I'll go wake up Hush too. Get him off of Wang. Probably cuddling. Hush is definitely a little spoon right now.
Don't say that the brothers are spooning. It's probably back to back, like we're used
Twain
to.
keeps pulling his arm off, and you keep pulling it over.
Ass to ass, Charlie.
Ass to butt.
Back to back.
Nut to butt. I'll wake up.
All right, you wake up Hush, who is definitely alone in their own sleeping bag. Bedroll. I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm saying that to don't fucking canonize that other shit.
Fan art.
No.
Two birds, one bed.
No! No!
Birds, one net.
Okay, I'll wake Hush up. Don't
Alright.
say anything.
Okay.
Wake up.
I'm already like in my bed before his eyes even open.
How did I sleep?
Not the best, but you found your brother. Certainly a weight off your shoulders.
I walk over to Lolax, kind of like stare for a second. Get a little closer to the pot. Walk over to Eslaine. Just kind of nod.
She gives you almost like a contented sigh as she kind of sits down in that little boat that Sayil made and just kind of kicks her feet down there, leans up against the back, and just begins her watch. She nods at you. What did you want to talk about?
Oh, well, you told us a brief bit about how you found my brother, but he seems like he's out of sorts, more so than some of the people here today. I don't know about the gnome man. He's a character.
Concerning, I would say.
Do you think that what's happening to Wang happened to him? He seemed to have his memories, his wits about him, know where he came from, been doing since he's been in these woods.
Twang or the gnome?
Gnome. We know.
I'm not from around here. I don't know. I'm just passing through. From what I heard, what I understand from talking with him, though, is he's been out here for quite a while.
But he has memories of him being out here and isn't confused, is he?
Confused, yes. Memories, also yes. It doesn't seem like he's having the short-term memory issue that your brother is, if that's what you're asking.
What do you think, maybe, why are you here, specifically? Were you sent here on a mission, or just passing through?
I'm just wouldn't call myself an anthropologist. I just have a fascination for Fae. I'm trying to get more in touch with my heritage. I used to live up in Gaius Watch, and we had a meeting tree there. It's been inactive for years, though, so I wanted to see if this one was active at all.
You're just gonna perk up at Fae. You're interested in Fae, but you're an elf. Right?
Half elf.
Okay. I'm pretty. I mean, yeah, I feel like we share a common interest there. Even though my reason for being here is probably different, but it seems like my brother has stuff he's looking for. Dragons? Was that dragon with him? Oh, and then while I do that, I'm going to mimic Wang and call over Dragon Boy.
Rugir?
Yeah.
Little dragon is incorrect. Rugir is a
Little-
medium-sized drake.
Little in compared to a dragon.
Yes.
Big compared to me.
Yeah, they're legitimately about the size of a Saint Bernard. When you're talking about like weight in proportions. So as you kind of like call them over, they perk their head up, a little dazed and dozy, and kind of walk up, saunter on over. They sniff the pit that Sail dug. Then kind of like look at the two of you, and then just curl up on the outside of it, putting their head on their paws as they continue to watch.
We can replace. Wait, no. Never mind. I did not. Hotch has no memories of a lion, and I don't think he was told of a lion either.
You met the lion.
Yeah, you did.
Oh yeah, before. Okay, yeah.
Put the line back.
Lion's been around, man.
You asked her a question. I'm sorry, I forgot it because I was doing descriptors.
Why she was here, and then she said she was like a.
She said anthropologist.
Anthropomorphicologist.
She's a furry professor.
Endocrinologist.
Endometriosis. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely worried about my brother. I don't know what's really going on with him. But, you know, it seems like I'm trying to keep track of himself enough. But luckily, you know, he'll have me to help figure out what's going on, so hopefully he can remember back.
From what I can tell, it seems like he's been here a couple weeks. I don't know about a solid timeline on that, but I also think that those touched by Fey blood probably deal with this magic a little bit better.
Usha's gonna like think in his head.
The new guy.
Intern.
Unpaid intern.
The other new guy.
Sorry, we're gonna need to go
Lolex
at
has a
least
pod
3
on it.
adventures before you get a split of the loot. Like,
Lolex has a pod on his
No.
head.
I get loot.
Guess we really haven't been here long enough to see if that's. Obviously, you have some sort of faith.
I'm half elf, yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's like a surprise to you, but it seems like a couple people that are pretty distrusting of you here, and maybe why you're here.
I notice.
Yeah, sorry about that. I think
it comes
Sail-
with the territory when you are adventurers.
Sail seems like he hadn't really failed doing that before, so he just kind of did it, not understanding that people might not be happy with that.
Well, it happened.
But I can't necessarily say I trust you 100% right now.
Well, you just met me, so I don't necessarily trust any of you either.
Well, we're here on a mission, and finding Twang wasn't part of that mission. It definitely coincides with it. And, you know, if you can help us, if, you know, you're just here to be here and looking out for stuff, seems like there's a pretty strong connection with this land and dragon greed. I don't know, I'm not too much of a book snob myself. I've heard stories, the Sin Slayers and whatnot, but I figured I'd be here.
I spoke to your brother about it a little bit, and I did some research before coming here. Unfortunately, I was really just here for leads about the next meeting tree. I know this one hasn't been active, or at least not very active in a long time.
That tree that you're looking for have anything to do with that tree back in the town?
I haven't been to Grossmont yet. I don't know.
Do you know of a tree there?
No?
I guess it talks. Well,
All the trees around here talk.
he's gonna like kind of just like, that was funny. That's, and then Well, like it's a sentient tree more so than a talking whatever these trees are. It's different. The city built around it, I guess. Supposed to give good luck if you give it money.
Did you give him money?
Yeah, we gave him money. Oh, and then he's gonna pull out some of the pine needles that he took and hand a few over. Like they don't quite look right.
Kind of starts to look it over and odd. And these came off the tree.
I mean, they were around the tree. I don't think there was. It's like in the center of the town. There's no other trees around it. It's very special. The mayor, what did he call it?
The giving tree.
That creepy guy on the back.
The taking tree.
Well, I suppose it takes money from you, apparently.
The shiny wood.
Gold member tree. No, but it's very odd. Sail actually was talking to it. Didn't seem like it was very enthused to talk particularly, but if I don't know if you're looking for a gathering
Meeting tree.
meeting tree. See, I'm really
So-
bad at naming trees.
There's the only 4 that I know of. And there's one in Gaius Watch, there's one down here, and I need to find the other 2. So, I was just looking for clues on the other 2.
Are they all connected?
Loosely, the Eladrin have these, like, moving islands that they live in. And I want to learn about the Fae, and they're the most Fae there is. So I'm trying to find them.
Through my readings, but I know what these islands are named. I rolled a 15 plus whatever.
It'd be history.
Load. 15 plus 1. 16.
16. Alright, you know of one. There's one island that's named Taranrakir, which means the receded land.
Oh, you're going to Taran-Lakir.
Rakir.
You can tell that remembering names is not my strong suit. Yeah, I've read about this place. I'm very fascinated with Eladrin, and to be honest, one of my dreams is going to the Feywild, but obviously that's not.
That's what we're trying to figure out. Or what I'm trying to figure out, I guess.
What?
Well, elves are not native to this plane.
There's obviously a disconnect from, more common elves than Eladrin.
Right, obviously there's some of the lineage, some of the Fey essence died off somewhere for whatever reason.
You trying to find out where?
Not where, but more how. I don't think it happened in like a location, but is because Eladrin lived for thousands of years, whereas elves live less than 1,000. That's still a lot, but it's not the same. I don't know of any Eladrin that has died of old age.
Thought of that. Well,
So-
I'd love help. I'd love to help with that. That sounds interesting. Well, it's like one of the things I've wanted to do ever since I've learned about the Fae, and then he's gonna pop up a little crow, and ever since
What I'm trying to figure out is I know the islands are somehow connected to when they came. That's what the meeting trees are. But I don't know if they can reverse the process. I know that you can do smaller spells that will take you there, but I'm talking about like the mass exodus they had in the Second Age. Like
almost ships worth of people coming
yes,
over.
they did. And I don't know how. If we can figure that out, then we might be able to apply it to, well, anybody here. We could have regular humans, gnomes. Well, gnomes are already a little touched, but orcs. They could all go live in the Feywild, and if we could all go there, then we would all wind up like the Eladrin, possibly. Immune to aging. Think about everything that you could accomplish.
Necessarily sound like it happened, but I'd be interested to learn more. But
It's just a hypothesis. I don't know.
that's an interesting one. Well, you're welcome to travel with us while we're going about our way, and if
Do you speak for the rest of your party?
no, not at all. But I mean, obviously, we could use help. Seems like we got flattened by a very large salamander in a lake.
What?
Heart left in that. Like, no build up.
We could use some help. It ended up just leaving. I think somebody told it. They threatened it, and it didn't seem threatened, but it just left. Probably just for convenience sake. But yeah, we could always use a hand and a sword at times.
Don't have a sword, but I do have a crossbow. Meanwhile, Andre's just being very nice in the other room. Dog's going off.
But I mean, you'll obviously talk with them more. I feel like our watch went by pretty quick. Oh man, what is this?
And as you're actually saying that, the sun is starting to rise, and for the most part, being in this area hasn't seemed too intrusive. The whisperings. But the sun is starting to rise, and your watch is about to come to an end. But she does ask you one more question. Do you guys know your next move, your next plan? If you're going back to the meeting tree, I'd like to come with you. We went there a little bit, but obviously it was vaguely trapped, and there were signs of larger activity.
Trap?
Yeah, that's what got your brother in the first place.
Oh. You know, trapped by what?
Just seemed like a glyph. Old magic. It's nothing I really quite understand.
Where's my detect trap spell?
I know a couple people who might know something about that, but I haven't really figured out what our next step was. I think we were... Obviously, we have our mission, and I'll leave that to the rest of our guild on if we're 100% okay with talking about why we're here, but, you know, we might end up heading back that way regardless, so...
Well, whether you take me with or not, just full honesty so you're not walking into it, there looked like there were massive spider webs. We kind of snuck around it because it was just the two of us.
To the meeting tree.
Burning another
On the
fucking
meeting tree.
On the meeting tree. So you saw it, you just couldn't do anything get close to it.
No, we went inside. We just snuck around. They didn't catch us. Which is why it took me so long to get your brother back here.
And then what is this meeting tree supposed to do exactly?
Well, it's theorized that this is where the Eladrin kind of make landfall when they do come to the continent. So the hypothesis is that they have a tree linked on their side, and it has essentially a contingent travel via plants spell on it.
Interesting. I see why you're interested in it. Okay, and then while he's talking with her, he's gonna go and like stoke the fire, throw a log on, and then maybe start setting it up to where Sayil can start cooking on it.
Right. And with that, the rest of you guys start to wake up. The majority of you having rested fairly well.
Can I roll a perception check to see what's going on near us when I wake up?
Sure.
8.
8. Fire's getting ready for breakfast. Very important.
Yep. About the surrounding.
Seems like a,
Seems like a forest.
The surrounding
Seems like a
area
fairly-
lacks breakfast.
seems like a fairly typical morning in the Whispering Woods. There's still a fairly thick fog that is starting to slowly dissipate as the sun comes up. But besides that, there's a nice cottage and nothing else really of note.
Okay. Like, kind of look off into the distance, and I just grab my staff a little bit tighter and shift around uneasily.
If you all could, go ahead and give me a intelligence saving throw.
Oh.
Wait, me included?
Yes, you included. Everybody.
Would you believe me if I told you I rolled a how am I waking up check? Already? Like,
How you were waking up check?
I expected you to ask us how we fared throughout the night, so I rolled a dice ahead of time.
These are two different things.
Okay.
Wait, with just intelligence?
Yep.
Okay, 15.
11.
So, Six got a 5, but Hush got a nat 20 plus
20.
All right. Sticks. Something from your pack is missing. You get to tell me what it is, though.
Interesting.
I get to tell you what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Something, should I roll for it?
Up to you.
It was 1 gold coin.
The holy symbol that you kept in your backpack is gone.
Y'all act like gold isn't a lot of money.
Kind of packed you.
I will say I'm missing my mess kit.
All right. So as Sael's getting breakfast ready and you start to rummage through your pack for your plate, your knives, your forks, and everything like that, ready to eat. Not there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to borrow any stuff to make breakfast this morning? I'm not accusing you. I'm just saying, like, if you needed to borrow something,
No,
you
I
could
just-
ask.
You know I got all my stuff in the pot. You know, pick the pot up, put it down, and I pull out all my stuff. So put it in the pot.
I mean, you could always just
Wow.
check the lake.
Late?
Yeah, Sayol has a history of just throwing stuff.
I only throw pieces of gravel with me.
Oh, so Lolax.
Everybody around
It could have
the
been.
fire
It could have been
chuckles.
Brenton too.
Puns are humor.
Why?
Hello,
It definitely wasn't, but thanks.
Thanks, San. You always get me.
I
I'm
do.
just. I'm
And
missing.
your
I'm
puns.
missing my meth kit. I don't know where it is. Could I drop? Water walking work on stuff?
You were in the
Yeah,
air.
that's a bit higher magic than I
You were in
think.
the air, so
Maybe I dropped it. I don't know. It's not a big deal. You obviously have provisions.
Also, could you all give me a wisdom saving throw?
all the stuff here, huh?
Even with the lead pot.
No, actually, you're fine.
Okay.
You need a different check, though. Give me a con saving throw.
60.
I rolled a 19.
9.
12.
Rolls on this side of the
13
table.
for
Plus
stick,
2.
and that is a dirty 20 for. Sorry, dirty 20 for sticks. 13 for Hush.
All right. So, Hush and Sen. While there were no voices in your head last night, you didn't sleep great. There's no mechanical difference to you at the moment, but you are feeling a little bit more on edge, a little bit more tired.
They usually try to haunt me with the voices of my children, but last night I heard nothing. I just sat awake.
Oh, did
waiting
Rolex
for
not
it.
have to do anything? Split.
Different saving
You
throw.
waited for
Different
the
saving
Left
throw.
me in my own mind, and I was
But
like,
you're fine.
Lead
is
on
it happening now? It never was all night, I think. So a weird place to be,
So you
kind
spent
of stressed out.
the whole night awake waiting for them.
I got lights. People were spouting fireballs around in the middle of the night, so
Who did what?
there's
you woke up when fire.
House did.
I didn't roll or anything.
There's no way you didn't. It was
Okay.
kind of just assumed. That'd be like if
Okay.
somebody threw a grenade up in the
flare.
air. Yeah, yeah.
So maybe with the lack of sleep, I don't really remember it. I'm just like, what?
It's like
Fireball?
sounds
What?
like the big mortars for 4th of July.
I'm just gonna think for a second. Fireball.
Remember
I
that?
don't bother
What?
explaining.
I have
Did
two
you
people I'd
shoot
like
a
to talk to
fireball at
some point
somebody?
this morning.
Well, technically, what happened is somebody
Lolex
startled me
and-
awake, and then I thought I was being attacked, so I responded. They're
Fair.
really,
You know, I would probably shoot somebody if that happened.
yeah.
To me, so.
Lolex
Like it's not
explained-
really cool.
Lolex
And some
explained it
people
to
here
me.
aren't taking personal accountability, so
He openly admitted that he did it.
not sorry about it though. So like, why should I care?
I used to be
It's like, sorry, not sorry. I'm gonna do it again.
Six is gonna pipe up.
That's not
You know-
accountability.
The last time
The guy
I
is
tried
that-
to do something about this, nobody cared. But I think that we might all want to talk.
I was gonna have conversations with I pissed off yesterday before we headed out today, and I was gonna ask, how does everybody want their coffee?
black.
Esseline also just, black, please.
It's the common
Just,
traveler.
just give me the black.
Six is gonna say, I mean, if you have
Give me the
sugar and
leftover
some
grounds.
cream, I will gladly.
I don't have much in the way of cream. It doesn't keep that well, but got sugar.
Lolex is gonna pull out his own coffee maker kit.
Out of spite.
This is childish.
It is.
It is absolutely childish.
As long as
You
Liz
go for
knows.
it.
That's all that matters.
I'm
do you mean?
I'm intentionally doing this.
Yeah. All right.
So you guys will.
Probably.
Yeah, have a con-
When I was in the military, if there was a platoon mate that would affect our survival because we didn't like him, we would beat him up with soap while he slept.
Wow.
So,
Did you put it in a
I'm a different man.
garment of some kind and then swing it at them?
I don't want to be a downer, but does anybody ever think about Bobo?
Yes, frequently.
No.
That's why I'm here.
I more think of what's going on per se, not necessarily. I don't have any attachment.
Did you know him?
Yeah, he never met.
No, I don't have any
He's a good
attachment
bird.
to him, but I did some digging.
I just,
I think you would have liked.
Of course you did.
yeah, like I've been thinking
Yeah,
about it
it's
a
my
lot,
job.
and I just kind of miss him.
What do you mean? Of course I did. You have a problem with me? It seems like you have some sort of problem with me ever since I got here. I haven't really rubbed you.
I
haven't really
think you expect us all to have a problem with you. If anybody brings up the problems with you, it's you.
Weird.
We
It's
all
almost
know.
like- it's almost
we
like I
all-
was met with a lot of confrontation the first time I met all of you.
You told us you hunt sorcerers the first time I met you. I've learned that you're an undead. My kind of people believe that undead are brought back for pure evil and we extinct them where they
What do you-
stand.
Six
But
is
you
gonna-
haven't acted against our
What do you
party,
mean?
and I was also brought back from the
What
dead,
do you
so it'd be
mean?
self-critical.
Wait.
What do you mean? What do I mean? You're undead. I speak to my God.
No.
I use channel divinity around you, and I've
I'm-
sensed that
no.
you are undead, sir.
I am?
I have a religious knack for
No,
it.
hold.
Six is gonna pipe
Wait.
up.
The only
yeah.
reason why I
No.
haven't ended you because you've done no evil,
What do you...
and it would be hypocritical of me to
No,
call you.
Said
Sen,
then he didn't know.
what are you
He's after our
talking about?
friends. He's just hasn't done anything negative towards the party. But this guy
No.
is evil in nature.
What do you
And
mean I'm undead?
He always is like, "Why are you respecting me?
remember-
Why are you angry at me?"
No, I'm not.
Six is gonna come up to Sen and just kind of like wrap his wing around
What are you
him.
talking about? How am... What...
You have big pointy teeth.
I'm not
You
undead.
drink blood. That's a vampire. They're undead.
Brenton,
I'm not undead.
Brenton,
guy,
I felt
man.
all of the same things that Sen
I-
is.
Then why haven't you said anything? Because this is news to me.
Because I we have patrons, and
Okay.
some of us have reasons why we don't like to tamper with undead. You've seen what I can do.
Yeah.
I can do a
It
lot of
comes back,
stuff
so
when
now-
it comes to undead, but I don't mess with that because I don't like it.
I did not know.
Yes, but I'm just saying, like,
I didn't
Can
know.
I try something?
You
there,
wait, you don't
Brenton.
you
No.
don't know you're what?
Am I?
Can I try something?
Then
Yeah, go for it.
Best identify.
Can you read identify to me?
Yeah.
This level 1
53
spell might
53
be
inches
very
and
important.
28 inch
Throughout the
waves.
casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently effective.
Oh, affecting it?
Cool.
This could get really interesting.
Currently effective.
Depending on how you
spells.
want to go about this.
Yeah. Trust the glowing finger. Hold on.
How do you want to play this?
man.
How do you want to play this?
Oh no.
I need to check some wording on some spells really quick.
Okay.
We're just gonna roll.
So
while you do
yes.
that.
Yeah, go for it.
So, not to just interrupt everybody's fight, but I just wanted to like talk about Bobo and like how I miss him, and now you're just arguing,
Well,
and it's really annoying.
Apparently, I was just told that I was undead, and you're
Right.
annoyed by that?
No, I'm annoyed that like we can't just take a moment and like talk about something. Like it always has to be a fight.
Yeah, I was talking about how I looked into that,
We're gonna
and
glance over
I
at
was
you.
I was
Glance
accused
away.
I was accused of, yeah, of course you dug into it. And I said, yeah, it's my job. And I asked if somebody has a problem with me.
Bobo's dead, and it's probably my fault.
You got problems with
Why do
you.
you think it's your fault?
Well, I mean,
Well, nobody said.
we went down to do a reconnaissance mission that,
I sent you on that. It's my fault.
but I didn't stop Bobo, and I tried to go with him, and we tried to do something that was dumb, and I came back later to his mother? Is that right? Something like that.
No.
Creepy crow lady that's like reeks of just evil, telling me that I need to go and find him. So, yeah. But, I mean, he's dead now, but we don't know where his body is, so she's
She
probably
has
going to get
it.
what she wants.
She has it, which I'm gonna say something I haven't wanted to. For his own good, I hope he's still. Because if he's not, probably wish he was.
You're saying there's a chance that we can run into Bobo, and he's not dead, and he might try and kill us?
I've come back from the dead.
He
Bobo
did
is
it.
already
Apparently,
come
so
back
have
from the
I.
dead.
He was also.
I don't
undead.
believe you, vampire.
Bobo was also partly undead. That was an established fact.
But that was after whatever happened with us.
Sen, we've already had undead friends in the party. This one isn't a terrorist.
I'm aware. That's why I am aware that undead sometimes cannot be by their nature. Bobo is undead. I have come back from the dead. It would be hypocritical of me to judge him. He's done nothing wrong towards this party.
I don't.
But his ways.
What do you
So
think the whole, like,
Would you want to
spiky veins
cut in,
are?
or can I talk?
there is through your identify spell, there is a very high level create undead spell on Renton.
Mm-hmm. Do I know the level, like the ballpark?
You know who
No.
Above our realm.
Does it like specify who casted it?
No,
No.
just what spells.
Okay.
Are we just seeing Sail?
As you continue to cast identify, you realize this has been done multiple times
Just him.
on just him, and the potency is much higher than it normally should be.
Mm-hmm. Do I have an idea of how many times?
No,
Just many.
it'd be kind of like right. It just
in Sahil's head, it's like the skeleton gets knocked down to pieces and then picked back up. How many times was he glued together?
So that's the thing. It doesn't seem like he was glued together multiple times. It seems like the spell was cast multiple times to make the glue very strong.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And also, create undead is just as close as you can get to what this is. It's not quite. This is ritual magic. It is old magic. This is not a wizard's magic.
All right, everybody. I think we all need to sit down. Everybody, coffee in hand. Plates, please.
Did I feel?
Everybody dished up.
Do we have alcohol?
Did I feel him cast a spell?
He asked you permission
Okay.
first. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Lush is gonna
We are
demand.
No, we are not allowed to drink before noon. I have had to have that rule in place for 3 years, and I'm not going back.
Guess what, Sayil? It's probably noon back home.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
It does.
Where we are on the plane is how we judge noon.
Twang!
Like, as you...
He's right.
So you don't have booze?
No.
Thanks, Lilax.
So what did you find out?
Everybody's sitting down.
I'm just gonna
Just enough
smack
to take
coffee.
the edge off. I won't impede myself.
So, you're not a vampire,
Yes.
the normal kind. You're also not like a zombie or anything like that. From what I can tell,
Oh, wait.
many, multiple times, a very high-level ritual create undead spell was cast on over and over.
That doesn't ring any kind of bell to me, does it?
So you don't remember dying?
Well, no, it doesn't ring a bell, but you also don't remember the majority of your life.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Wow. Yeah. And it was. Right.
I mean, at least you're a good person.
Dead.
Right.
Thanks. I'm sorry. Just process it.
You just dropped this bomb. Well, you didn't know.
Oh.
How did,
I
like,
Suck, zombie.
wait. Favorite food? Two.
Yeah.
You need a vampire?
he got like the teeths and he bit the dragon
No,
and like
Did you need blood to live?
no
No. You've seen me eat.
normal
You've
food.
seen me sleep.
Yeah.
Why do you think this is a shock to me?
I'm gonna hold my finger
I'm-
under his nose.
I'm
and mouth.
literally in the sunlight right now.
Is how
Checking for breath.
It's there, but it's very cold.
Cold breath.
is
Check the pulse.
in 5e is reflection also something vampires?
Bum
Nice.
bum.
Okay, you realize that here. I'll put his fingers on my pulse. Feel my heartbeat.
Yeah.
You feel your heartbeat.
Not really something I paid attention to.
Feel your own heartbeat.
I have no conception of if this is normal or not. This is all I've
Mine
ever...
is normal.
All of ours are like his.
Probably.
I hope.
That's
You
how much
didn't check
coffee I have.
anybody else, did you? Wait, can you check me, Sahil? Did you check me before?
Not a doctor.
Well,
He just said that you were dead.
everything.
well, if you truly both feel like this is the reason that you should trust me, then
No, I don't think.
No,
this is the
not
reason
talking
not
to you.
trust
then do what you must. You have your face.
You haven't done
Everything.
anything not to be trusted,
Why are you
but
like
I
so...
sure as fuck am suspecting you of something.
Okay, Sen, chill out. Okay?
He's
This
not.
dude just learned
I
that
don't
he's
know
a-
why we travel with an evil party member.
Okay, but Sen, he didn't. No.
He's always like, "Why? What's your issue with me?" And then acts like something's up. It's sus.
But Sen, if this is actually news to him, then
It's
you
weird.
bringing
You should
this.
discover what's going on.
I mean, if
I know.
wait, did
Help
do
him
any of
figure
us
out
know
his
except
memory,
for
why he's
Lilax
a
about the
good
memory?
zombie?
I don't believe so.
I just
No.
told you that I don't know really anything. Only life that I've been living is the only one I
Fix is gonna. I don't. Go with this later.
I'm chill, man. Trust me, I'm chill. If I believed he was evil, I would take out the evil at its roots.
You gotta not chill for a second there, Sen. I've
If-
never seen you get that
It
not
gets.
chill.
Sometimes I have memories of when I was allowed to in the fights I wanted. I'm a changed man now, and I fight in different ways. This is a very challenging fight for me. Traveling with the undead, unaware of their motives, and wondering why he always thinks we have an issue with him.
Well, we
Very
do
odd.
because he always thinks we have.
Thank you.
So,
I mean, we
Could be
do
well
kind of
put.
poke and prod. I did
Hold
say
on.
something, just saying. That's why he asked, so.
a lot of very confrontational.
I mean, we're in the middle of the
I needed my
Whispering
beauty
Woods,
sleep last night. I'm sorry to
and,
be upset.
like, we're miles away from like any kind of like actual civilization, and like, why the fuck are we even here? Like, we're trying to find some kids apparently.
Yeah,
but, like,
we got hired
yeah, we
by
got hired.
the queen to look for missing kids.
Yeah, I get that, but like, what are we gonna do afterwards? Like, I don't even know like why we hang out with each other if we're just gonna argue all the time.
Let me extend olive branch here. That you get a strong sense. I am absolutely evil on redemption.
I've been saying all morning.
and that
I've
there.
been saying it all morning.
But,
I do not believe you are evil,
but
Bryant.
I'm
Brent.
saying.
Hey,
I'm saying.
Brent.
Yeah.
I do not believe you are evil. If I believed you are evil, I would destroy you at your roots.
If you do.
If I believed you were evil and not redeemable, you would not be traveling with the party. I would not allow it.
Well,
I believe there is good in you, and I wonder why. I wonder who sent you, and I wonder who cast this spell on you. And I want to help you reach the bottom of it. We do not have a problem with you, but you
Okay.
cannot be suspicious of us. You need to trust us if we were to trust you.
so, if there is anything that I ever do, please tell me that garners your suspicion. If I truly seem evil, then I will submit to any form.
I'll destroy you where you stand.
I will submit to that.
Yeah,
While drinking
understood.
coffee and eating breakfast, I'll fucking destroy you, bro.
I'm like flipping out and trying to eat something. I didn't get good sleep. I'm like, man, I really wish I could just kill this guy.
As far as what we can do after this, I may have some leads I can look into when we get back regarding your mentions of Patron Cabas.
Never.
You have leads about Matron Cabas?
Well, yeah, it comes with
Bobo.
They did.
As far as my religious purposes, redeeming an undead is kind of like jumping the shark.
So, I've had to look into them before, and during that investigation, nothing came up. That I kind of hit some dead ends, but now maybe I found some things out that didn't relate to that case. But this,
Leads.
I have some leads that we could maybe look into when we get back.
Has anybody, I was just gonna say, anybody met Matron Cabas? Sayil, did you ever meet Matron Cabas?
Very briefly, you did. It wasn't really a meeting. You guys just happened to be in the same place. No, first episode. After the train crash and everybody kind of came in.
Right.
Bobo
She came
left.
from the Sphinx.
Yes. She was there with Savor, the leader of the Golgari. She's kind of
Forgot
his
about
right-hand woman, right-hand priestess. She was there.
I met her, the Sphinx, Little Golgari.
Hutch is going to... Wait. There. With the head of Guild's Row?
She's one of the guild leaders, so yes.
No, she.
We'll talk
I
later.
haven't
I
had
like
enough
your
coffee. I woke up feeling like I had a little bit of an emotional slack. I was gonna try to talk to some people and work through some conflicts, and instead, all y'all have made me want to walk into the woods and not come back.
Preach, brother.
You're part of it.
I know.
Normally why I work alone. Twang says with a 1,000-yard stare.
Sorry.
Can I talk to you, please?
Do you want to talk here, or do you want to go out and then throw more gravel at me?
Let's go where I can throw gravel.
Okay, that sounds great. Why?
I thought it was funny. That's the honest reason. But also, that pot was making it so you're the only one getting good salty.
I offered it to you.
Yeah, but I didn't.
But what?
If I
Well,
could,
how am I supposed to like take
if I
that?
can
Like you
let
just want to make
somebody
fun of
else
me.
feel better, then it wouldn't do that much for me.
I
don't
offered
think.
it to you. I offered it to everyone. This wasn't just something that I was taking selfishly, and then apparently I'm supposed to take it well that you think it's funny to make fun of me and to throw stuff at me. In the middle of the night. But I can't do anything about it.
I think
How am I supposed to trust you or anybody else out here?
you're blowing this up.
Yeah.
Quite large.
Why do you think I'm upset? Tell me, why do you think I, Lolax, am upset about this?
Because you trust me, and I threw a rock at you, and I didn't appear to be apologetic over
No.
your action.
I'm not upset about that.
Okay.
I kind of expect that from you, not gonna lie.
Okay, would you
You're
elucidate
kind
me?
of a practical jokester.
A little bit every now and
I have never been outside of a city.
then. Yes.
I don't like
We
that.
weren't born in a city.
We were born in a city.
We were born in a tiny fishing village.
No. You were born in Breezecliff.
The tiny fish.
Well,
It's the largest port
Yeah.
of uninhabited Alaska. Like,
it's still there's
Is it like Anchorage?
no, not quite. There's a ton of export that goes on there, so like a lot of people stop and stay there.
Right.
It's just the main cast of people that you would know is a small gathering.
right. Okay.
The only time that I've ever left, like, the city has been when I was traveling
Mm-hmm.
on a road. I don't know what the fuck to do when there's trails out here. Like, I had to cross water.
Mhm.
I can't swim.
I learned that.
Like, this is absolutely terrifying. I don't like being out here. I don't want to be out here anymore, but I don't want to turn the entire party around just because I'm being a little baby about it. So when I'm also dealing with everybody making fun of me, it's not a good time.
I hadn't thought of that angle. That this is having that effect on you. I wish I knew better to differentiate between thing and making. I tease you because I make fun of people. I don't know how to make that come across. If I didn't like you, if I genuinely had something against you, I wouldn't have thrown that rock. Does that make sense?
I don't know how much I believe that versus you want to believe that yourself. Because like whenever we've talked, it seems like you have something against me. Like I feel it. I feel like we're always grinding against each other, but I don't know how to put two words together to like describe it. I want to be your friend.
Murders. We met at Guild's Row. Not seeing.
Yeah, I think some things have changed. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of jealous of all the magic stuff you got going on there.
What do you mean?
Like, you actually have somebody that you can, like, talk to and listen.
Well, I didn't have the magic before that. I didn't have my own. I've always. It felt nice to see you again.
You feel that way before?
But I promise.
Yes, absolutely. really like that. Can we do it not in front of
Not
everybody?
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, not.
Yeah.
There is still a newt that we did not kill.
The water here probably has a name and a face and a family tree and an actual family. I don't want to try.
Like,
You're really weird.
this feels like a kind of natural place to kind of, you know, shake hands on it. But I do want to ask you, like, what are we gonna do when we get back? Because there's been a lot of stuff happening, and it feels like everything's just getting more complex. We haven't solved anything.
I wanted to leave so we could not worse.
Yeah.
How? Probably. I don't know what we need.
Or do I feel like I just wish there was like one thing that like we all agreed on.
That would be nice. That would be nice. I think we can all agree. Each from cabbage. Good looking. Maybe we can start there.
Maybe it's some common ground.
Can I give you a hug?
Yeah, I'd like that. As like we're hugging and embracing, I'm just gonna say into your ear. I'm not gonna lie, your coffee was better than mine. Go ahead.
Beautiful.
I'll make you a cup and then I need to go have another conversation. Maybe not. Maybe I've taken a
Conversation.
Alright, I'll go back, I'll hand you my cup.
I'm just gonna sit a lot more at ease.
What was the half-elven thing? The half-elven woman?
S-line.
Lane. Lane? Could I talk to you?
Just looks around, looks at
Would you
Hush
feel-
for a moment.
Would you feel comfortable if Ruggear?
Rugier.
Ruggear? Would you feel comfortable if Ruggear came with you?
Not necessary. Yes. And she kind of stands up, dusts herself off a little bit from the log she's been sitting on, and wanders a little ways off with you.
Apologize for coming out the gate swing. I'm aware of how horridly rude that was done. I felt as though I had a good reason to do it, but
Well, can't lie, it was a bit of a shock, but seeing the state in which the rest of your party finds themselves, I will assume it comes from a place of need.
that's kind of become my go-to panic button. If I'm being honest. I had somebody come and try to light my house on fire. Yelled at them. Dead. Maybe that shouldn't be my go-to panic button. Shouldn't have been the person.
Can I ask why you were panicking? I don't think I had been aggressive or given any cause.
Well, I grew up without any details and that the old wives' tale about elves having children. turn into an elf under the moon or what have you. And my first experiences with that outside of my home, a questionable woman that I can't talk. I won't speak too much about. But she also turned out to be worth panicking about as I grew to know more. And then we come here. Everybody's memory is missing. Everybody in the town that we were sent to investigate Grossmont, they're missing children. None of them remember. And then we come looking for a friend's brother. Went missing for a week. We tracked him down and we see him abandoned up on the ground. Pulling out. Essentially friend or foe, I don't remember. My intent was to find you. More.
See, she kind of nods along. Well,
it's a lot.
no, it is.
I woke up and I felt like I had just like an inch of emotional slack that I could come to you and say, I apologize. The morning happened and now just told me mess.
You see, she shakes her head and goes, "No, you now have my head on trying to figure out the difference. I would say possibly proximity. Well, Grossmont. I haven't been there yet. I would assume so, if you're spending more time there, and then you guys don't seem to be affected, then you only passed through, and now you're going away.
You've come from the north?
Yes, I was heading south.
Have you seen before those two cut over there? Seen anything causing memory issues or anything like that?
No, I came from Bellavor, but there was war happening, so I made my way through quickly.
There's war in Bellavor.
That's where the queen is.
Yeah, we spoke. So we spoke with the queen, Hadwick? Or I'm asking.
Oh.
Yeah.
She like came in, brushed herself off, looking all dusty,
Yeah.
and then basically
Yes.
told us what we needed to do and then left.
You did speak with her in Adwick. There was a chance you might not have,
Yeah.
because she was at the war front.
Yeah, she stopped by in Adwick for just a second to tell us about the missing kid.
Oh. I had no idea. Well, until I met you guys.
Well, and we're such reliable sources of information, we know exactly what we're talking about, what's going on at every. But
I'm happy to help if you'll take me. I was speaking with Hush last night. If you guys are heading to the meeting tree, that's already where I want to go.
I think that might be a good place. Covered in spiders, though. Or webs.
You wouldn't have known that yet, unless she talked about it.
Which she will fill you in. Well, yes. I saw some large shapes moving through the woods, and we kind of stayed hidden, took a point, waited until it seemed fairly clear. They seem to be mostly nocturnal.
Right. So, if they're nocturnal, should we not camp at night and build up big fires if we're venturing towards there?
Well, it's only about a half day from here. It's
Okay.
still pretty light out. We might be able to hit it before we hit it.
And spider webs are always flammable. Worst comes to worst.
You might set the tree on fire, though. And that could be an issue. We don't...
reproduce.
She's gonna pull the combo out again.
I'm entirely joking. I'm just less attached to land plants. So.
More of an algae guy.
I'm more about
ever
that
heard of it?
bioluminescent algae.
Oh, it was a diversion.
I get that, but you might be stopping an entire people's resource to get to the continent.
I'm not willing to piss off that many and that much. Is that like? I'm joking. I'm not. That's not a fire.
No, I understand. I'm now concerned, not because of you, but in general,
We do
the
have
tree
some
didn't look very good, and your friend likes to
use
shoot
fire.
fireball.
Yeah. I'll bring that up with Lolex about. If we're in tunnels made out of wood, don't use fire.
If we're in a tree, don't startle the man. Just immediately, tree gone.
Hey, Lolex.
Mission accomplished.
I don't hear the problem. They said while asleep, though. It's fine when they're awake. Unless you big pot and go like, bah, 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 bah.
Alright.
Quick question. Is your conversation with wrapping up?
Yeah, I was gonna be like, alright, we should probably head back.
So during this, Ush went to go over to Styx, who was performing his morning ritual, and
His morning constitution.
showed Styx the journal, and make note of the missing page, and basically say like you do, like, Aaron, you mentioned something about knowing that we were going over water. You know how to figure out what this is? Like, probably not. I'll try though, and then he'll just get a look at notes. I'm just kind of like, are you bringing this to me? Well, Thail's talking with the one that might pertain to.
Sorry, I'm just watching Jeremy play with
Let him be. God damn. Stop
I needed to
busting
set
his
up a
balls
joke,
so
I'm
much.
sorry.
So mad.
I like to giving it the college try. I think you're doing well. All things
No, he's
considered.
doing good. I'm sorry.
I know. Whatever. Yeah, he's talking with the one that this book makes most mention of. There's not a ton of entries, but I figured, you seem like you have it on the swivel. So, I figured maybe you can find a way to locate a missing page or see if maybe here has it, Then Styx will just kind of nod and, look over the book quickly, and then, try and memorize what it's talking about, okay, started losing memory, they went to this meeting tree, started sleeping out in the woods with Gnome in the hut, all missing page, and then, the remember points, and then continue on his morning, then Ush will just go and try and keep the fire going, and maybe, if there was food left over, try and, salvage it, or...
I made sure, I made a simple gravy. And that's what I usually make.
Well, with that, while you guys are finishing up conversations and figuring out your next steps, we're going to go ahead and take a break. Hello. We're still on break, but we will say hello. Hi. Your mic's not on.
Kindly stepping away from our break because we got raided, and I'm here to chat with the people. What's up, guys?
Well.
Colby, that was a real big brain move.
All I do,
I don't want to know, like, spoilers, but like, did the 8 get us anything interesting in your opinion?
The 8?
The 8. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Is that like? I guess I can't ask too much.
Channel point goal? No. But if you donate, like, I don't know, what do you guys think a good dollar point is on your beloved characters?
For what? Wait, for what?
Killing a character.
$27. If you drop $5, I'll kill.
All right, you know Liz's price.
I'll do
16.
I'll do 100 for Brent.
How about that? $25 each for my characters, but the caveat is I'm making another fucking bird.
You are not making Spasm. I refuse.
I won't play Spasm, but I will do. I have been kicking. I'm gonna lie. I always have a backup bird. Andrew might hate this.
I always have a backup for.
How dare
Like, I have a backup.
Wait, your backup of a cleric?
No.
Oh, okay. They are eating. No. Fine. Ublab won't do a channel point goal because he knows I still have 27k. No, I won't do a channel point goal because that's just fucking mean.
Damn, Apollo, you got more than me right now? Think of it.
Your mic's not on. Yeah, you're.
You can probably hear me.
Not really.
Yeah, like 21k.
All right.
21 motherfucking K, bro.
Liz is eating chicken that she made for the group, and Colby is eating some pumpkin cake that the wife made for the group. Der wife, Madame Peyton.
I would also be eating, but I had Dick's drive-in for lunch, and I think I may be getting food.
Dick's?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, what a
possible.
surprise!
Dick's don't give you the food poison, and it gives you the extra strong gut return.
I have
You know
one
what I mean?
right now. I could be from a lot.
No. I know nothing about that. Having strong gut germs.
Is this yours, Andrew?
You know what?
Yeah.
Because you haven't put enough dicks in your butt.
Wait. Are the woods? Have anything to do?
That would be ridiculous. You think I'm not 100% myself?
Andrew never pulls inspiration from anything. His noggin is.
It is. Never.
Oh my.
Also, legitimately, there is no reference to Brothers Grimm. I tried, actually, but it just didn't fit with the setting at the moment. The chat demands blood. Well, bro, okay, I'm looking at all the things the chat has rolled. So we have 11, 8, 90, 31, 40. There's literally just blood. There's one boon.
the Warhammer.
It's gonna be the equivalent of rolling the D10,000 on the D10,000.
What is
100 all day.
I got us a 90.
Should I just roll and say fuck it?
Yes.
Go for it.
We're gonna pog out and say that I want a 100. Wait. I'm gonna actually try and guess.
Talk our way out of the next.
Well, you guys didn't fight the Death Elk, so
That was
Oh, was that one of the rolls?
that I believe that roll was from. Actually, I think that was from Apollo, and it was a 15. So it would have
That
been a
would've
very
been bad.
difficult encounter.
It would have been just.
Oh no, and another 6.
It would have been just the elk on its own and not the other 20 elk around it. I would have felt better about that. But it was
Why are we here?
getting through
No, why are we here?
In this canyon.
At this table.
Oh, and only a 23. Bro.
I'm the only one that does something nice.
Dude.
Every other thing.
Can I do this too? How do I do this? I don't
Fantasy suffering.
Hold on. I'll do this. Hold on.
To take a break from my
How do I
normal
do it?
suffering.
Yeah. I take a break, beating my head against the brick wall,
How do I
playing
do it?
video games that I like to do.
I don't like.
You have to go to channel points?
I don't like how he's holding me.
He doesn't.
He's gonna go. He's gonna go for the jugular.
Roleplay my magic fantasy character who is definitely not able-bodied, and then I roll around on the floor. And then when I'm done fantasizing, I go home and I crawl around on the floor and throw
Hey,
up.
that's better.
Apollo.
By
Bygone.
any manner? Sure.
Apollo Bygone.
You guys are -1 in the box now for dice.
No.
No?
Wait,
Oh, actually, point of order. I've been listening to this Pathfinder 2nd edition stream. Jesus fucking Christ. Wait, no, Apollo, you only get one a night. You don't get that second one.
Fuck you, Apollo.
Eat shit, bro. Not really. We love you.
I love you, at least.
There's this concept called I think it's like hero points or something like that, which was actually it's narrative declaration. You can spend a point, in this case one of the die in the box, to narratively declare something small or minor that may actually have an impact. So if you're in a bar fight and somebody took away your weapon, right? You can pick up a broken table chair and use it as a club. You can narratively declare you now have a club as a weapon. Or you can narratively declare something like, oh,
role
hey.
play.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
things like that. I would like to narratively declare that my character remembers this specifically. Things like that.
Okay. I think that would be fun.
That said, you guys have no dice in the box currently. So,
Our roleplay has been too
Ooh. Question. That would be a great, very large channel point. 50,000 to either add or remove a dice.
ooh. Add or remove. I don't
That
know.
is a lot.
Our chat's pretty cutthroat.
That's a lot.
Fine, fuck it. Why not?
We
What do you-
argue so much in our roleplay, it's basically interactive Dr. Phil.
But what the fuck?
Catch me outside. How about that?
Or I
We
was thinking
fight our monsters when we fight our...
I was thinking one where it's 10,000 where we all take a sip of our drink. Almost like a cheers. Or we could cheers to somebody or something that whoever
It would be
declares it.
1,000 and my hospital bill.
I'll save up those points, just wait. Ooh.
Okay, let's make it 75k actually. Andrew's writing notes for all this.
Well, I'm looking at all the encounters that were rolled.
I'm scared. So
What
you
do I
walk into this tree. There's a Tarask. There's also a wraith, and for some reason, 2 kobolds that really, really like bombs.
There's a drink word that has double large caps.
Not like we've done that before. To kill your tapeworm.
I drink it up. Acidically.
I've been scared of rolling the first one, and then we're having the awkward situation. We're like, what are we gonna do? Andre can't drink, but he just rolled the 1. But you guys are just so bad luck that you always roll it first.
We're all like, oh no, Andre! Like,
Oh wait, guys, Andre can't drink. Let Sam punch you in the face like a good one.
Like a good one? Fuck. I'm still supposed to get slapped.
I don't approve. No violence.
all right. It is 8:44. That's 15, right?
Sam also
Ish.
can't
A
punch
boot?
very well.
I'll take it.
Fucking.
I don't get my chair back because there's a cat in it. Look,
I think they mean kombucha.
look at it.
Yeah.
No, not on the table.
Oh!
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry, buddy.
Why is this cat so angry?
but not.
Mean, angry cat. I would never okay, such an angry cat holds him in.
Oh, watch out! He comes up with a steel chair.
Come here, Sockington.
Stop.
I will actually shove that chair up your ass.
Make it work.
And I'm gonna make like John Cena because you can't see me no more.
No.
Because I run.
John
Very
Cena
bad.
later.
1K channel performance per 2 kombucha shots, I'm assuming.
Sambuca.
What the fuck is Sambuca? Let's get them so drunk they forget how to end stream and get virtually held captive.
That's fine.
I think
It's going to be a D&D puzzle made for 5th graders. The answer is don't drink.
Is it everybody takes 2 shots or one person?
I think it's 2 of us take a shot.
somebody
Liz,
help me.
Did you
find the
barbecue this?
Yeah.
Stove?
Air fried it.
Somebody help me.
Oh, really?
Find the vein.
Oh, have you seen that? Did I send that to you?
You sent it to the group chat.
I did. Wait, what?
Or- I
I
think
sent that to you.
I thought that was.
I did not see it. Whatever
It
you're
was
talking
my-
about.
It was basically like, yeah, some heroin.
Oh yeah,
or
it was on Instagram. It was
some
a
junkie
stand-up
came
guy.
up to me and was like, "Help me find the vein." I actually can't tell this joke on here.
No, please
No.
don't. As soon as it started with some junkie, I was out.
Yep.
I mean, we
It
live
was
in a
a
place
joke.
where this is not something where if a sentence starts with some junkie, you're probably not like, "Whoa, what? Really? Really, a junkie?"
Oh,
Elbow
2
is
shots to everyone
like-
for 1,000 points? Hell no. What the fuck?
Fitty. I'm gonna need about 350.
350 points? That's it?
1,000.
1,000 points.
1,000 per person at the table
What?
to get the 2 shots.
No.
No.
Apollo has a 20K.
27.
I have 20K.
You can make it redeemable once per stream.
Except for it doesn't work.
Except it doesn't work.
Yes, it does.
No,
What
it
if-
doesn't.
Yes,
The
it does.
D100 is set up that way and it's still not
The
working.
What
D100
if
is the
instead
command
of
from
a one, I
Nightbot. You
just
can use
ate
the
an
command, but
entire
it doesn't
can
use
of
the channel
baked
point.
beans, not even like warmed up, just out of the can.
But we have the naming the Pokemon one.
Depends on how
That
bad the
doesn't
one
work.
is.
How about a whole
Like
can?
it actually
How about a whole
disables
can
it
of sauce?
because it's like I have it set to like 7
No,
days.
Because
or
I feel like
something
I could
that,
actually
like
do
one
the baked
use.
beans, but I could not do
Pro,
sauce.
and you can set it like per
That's
stream
what
or
you
like
need.
per
You got to do that.
like whatever
or
you
just
want.
I
straight
could
up eat the whole
I
can of
could
sausage.
probably somewhat enjoy the beans. I could probably do a ravioli,
I think
but I
like
don't think I could do any gravy.
I think for like
That
10K,
can
like,
gravy.
making everybody do like a round of shots would be fine.
Oh yeah.
For like if you max
Yes.
it to like 2
Yeah,
times per stream.
flash sale like
Well,
75.
I had
bucks.
the idea
75 bucks
over
for
the
that?
Yeah,
holidays.
blue, right?
Like,
Super sick,
a lot-
too.
there's
Yeah.
a lot of people
Yeah,
that
it was-
work
it
kind of
took
do
20
the
minutes.
same.
Like literally,
Yeah.
like you sit down, you're like,
Same day.
"Oh, night," and then
Like a
you,
longer
they're like
session.
done. You're like,
I literally have 2 weeks
No,
off.
I
holidays,
went in.
so-
It
That's
was
what I'm
like
saying. So,
they
like,
were
during-
2
dealing
weeks
with
of
this super
D&D.
crackhead
During the
We're all
holidays,
gonna
trying
be
to
here,
tattoo
I
furniture
swear.
on
We
our
can
street.
do like an all day
And then
stream day.
yeah, and
Where
then
we just
I showed up and he was
That
like,
would
"Do you
be
know what
neat.
you want?"
for
And I
8
looked
hours,
over at
10
the
hours,
flash
please.
thing for
Please.
30
Please.
seconds. I was like, "Yep." And then he was like, "Come on." And then I sat down for 28 minutes. I was like, "That was
That's how I
fast." I found out
started.
how long it took. 28 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "You're done already? That's fucking crazy." And I looked in the mirror.
I don't
looked
think we ever
great,
went over
and
6.
then that was it. It was the oldest tattoo parlor
Longest
in
I
Renton.
did, I think, was
I forget what it was called though. It was cool.
So
They
12.
tattoo Bobby a lot.
Yeah.
Bobby sent it to me on
That was
Instagram. He's like,
great
flash
stuff,
sale today
so.
only. And I was just like, okay.
It was like the longest.
At your guys' place in Mill Creek, and it was like there was a whole section where it was just me and Colby, and it was like 10 hours. We spent like 2 meals together.
"That's a long fucking session."
Yeah, it was good. That's back when we had like some grit in our D&D.
What, do you want grit in your D&D?
No, I wanted to make it more streamable. I want content.
Uh,
If you streamed that shit, you would have been immediately banned and canceled.
Dude, I had Splinter.
I think
No,
we're already.
I don't think they're. I don't think they
ready to go.
literally went there.
And this is your stream says my pet loves to call me an alcoholic, and this would not help my. I talked about going to an Irish pub after Bygone called me an alcoholic on stream. Apollo, I'm with you. I'm with you, bro.
Well, I
As
mean,
an
you're an active
alcoholic.
alcoholic. so-
I'm not an active alcoholic. I've only
That's what
I've only had like 4
Why
beers.
would you be an alcoholic?
Speaking of alcohol.
Dude,
I'm almost done with mine too.
Okay,
Have
we
you
have like
tried being
these
stupid
blueberry
sober?
sour ale.
They're so good.
It sucks.
They're like 10 minutes from me. We should go. I went today to pick that up.
Just
It
remind
wasn't
yourself.
so fucking slammed. No weekends there, I swear to God.
God damn.
No, there was literally, I had to wait 45 minutes just to buy cans.
You know what I just realized? Now that we're talking on break, I actively have to do another clap and shut the fuck up.
Yes.
That way you have a point to actually stop the rambling.
Yeah, usually I just look for the end of like the.
Right, that's why I'm saying. Then we came back early
Yeah.
to talk to all you lovely people.
We have to find the loud frequency you can yell at that
What?
doesn't piss off Jax.
By the way, first merch that we do, I hate when small streamers do like big shit, right? But stickers of the hand. Shut the fuck up.
That's
Stickers. Like get a 20 pack for like 10
That's
bucks
actually
or something.
very funny for later reasons.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Don't
All
look
right,
into
that's
it.
not
Don't look
ominous
into it.
at
Just
all.
go for it. Don't look into it.
There's going to be the end boss. That is going to
It's
be
just
his
a hand. It's like
end.
Super Smash Bros.
Yes.
How's this
And
look?
then the literal
think
if
this'll
you get
pick me up?
clapped in between you die is going to be the shut the fuck up.
No, I
Alright.
think it has to do
Clap
with
our
the
cheeks
criminal
down, Daddy.
organization of the hand. But,
What?
that's
And we're not gonna come back from break.
What the fuck?
No.
I forgot about that
You've been
shit.
Dungeon Daddy in my phone
no.
for like
I'm
3
back.
years.
No! We haven't even played together
That's
for
the
3 years.
I know, you've still been Dungeon Daddy.
What?
Yeah.
That was my original.
Like when I look
favorite.
at the group chat, it's there's Dungeon Daddy right there. First one.
Clock.
Mhm.
I only had one
Mhm.
bottle.
I
All
changed your
right.
contact to Daddy in my phone, but I think it'd go to your head.
How's it?
Everybody, hey, take your
Both of
phone
them.
right now.
How's the chicken?
It's good. Flavor, fantastic. A little dry, probably because of the air
Microwave.
fryer.
I had to re-microwave it.
Okay.
It was
Little bit.
cold.
Really good though. Like flavor, excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's saucy mama barbecue sauce. Go ahead and clap now and then.
You have
That's quotable.
Shut the fuck up.
We return. So before we went to break, you guys were airing your
Screaming.
differences,
screaming.
screaming at each other in some cases, which is honestly the best bit of role playing I've seen out of this party so far, and I loved it, even though some of you kind of meant it.
What?
Uh,
No.
That being said, you guys have started to clean up your camp. The old man is
Sorry,
stop
that was
that
me.
from happening.
I had to do it no faces just to really accentuate it.
Saucy mama.
I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, so there's this place down in like Edmonds, and
Uh-huh,
like it's like a small cooking shop.
They
And
got
I
some
went in there
saucy
one time and I was
mama
like, let's get like some cooking utensils. And like the place is probably half the size of this room.
Yep.
And there was a bottle of saucy mama, and it's just a mom going like,
I know exactly the one you're talking about.
yeah. And like I got a whole
They have
bunch
very
of barbecue
expensive
sauce.
cookware there.
And you just pour it into like a Ziploc bag and then like marinate chicken in it overnight for like 24 hours.
Mhm.
And then it comes out amazing. And then you just add salt and pepper and air fry it.
Yeah, stab the shit out
Yeah.
of it too.
It takes like 10 minutes to cook.
The
Right.
pork.
Well, you heard that here. Our first official recipe is done by Liz. So
Saucy mama chicken.
Saucy Mama chicken.
Dunderhead Saucy Mama chicken.
Coming to a store
Which
near
we
you.
stole
Barnes and
from the
Noble.
back of the bottle of the saucy mama.
I was planning on making chicken fingers. That was the thing once. Bobo's chicken fingers.
That's still in the pipeline for sure.
Can we do raven fingers?
Alright.
all right. So you guys are tearing down your camp, getting ready to go. What's the plan?
I think head just to the meeting tree area or wherever. I think wherever Twang was trapped.
Then we were gonna check out the meeting tree and then maybe head back to Grossmont.
Well, hold on a second. We never
basically-
actually talked about any of that.
I think
So I made the executive decision for this entire group of adults, without discussing with any of them.
Yeah, like honestly, we have like 5 different things. I'm keeping track. I have notes.
Oh no.
We have tunnels at the mansion as one of the things that we need to do. We have find the lost kids, which we kind of just forgot about. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe they should.
We
show
were looking
off.
for a
Fuck
lead.
them kids.
Get Twang and find out how he got hurt and lost his memory. And we don't know any of those things because only one person has talked to the person who knows that.
So Twang was searching for the kids,
And he
well,
went into the memory
and he
tree.
went to the meeting tree.
So you don't know that.
We do know that.
So let me fill in. Yes. So let me after everything that has happened, I feel like Hush would have went and talked with Sail, nothing like super secretive, but it had just been like, oh, apologize for the thing.
Which one?
I'm assuming both. It seems like you went and talked to Lolax and Slane.
Yep, and now I am in negative emotional slack, and somebody step out of line.
Hush is going to send a crow, perch it on your hand, and then it's just gonna kind of
Lick
peck
me.
at your finger, and then just look up at you and cock its head a little bit.
This crow is giving the best version of puppy dog eyes it can.
Hold on.
And then he's gonna fly up for a second, just hover in the air,
Thank you.
land back. In. I talked to Slane last night too.
Mm-hmm. Tree. With spider webs on it. Everybody?
Yeah, she wasn't aware of the other tree. I told her a bit about that. But I feel like we should take a look at this other tree. A lot of trees in this area. It might
It's a
be good.
forest.
You're missing the forest for the tree.
I was.
That was in your fucking brain.
And now I'm just smashing.
A lot of topics about trees in this lately. I wonder why.
Everybody is cackling around us. I meant special trees. Very special trees, you know?
Every tree is special in its own right. What? Yeah, we have a lot of trees to look at
Let's go
here.
check out the tree. It seems like it's about a half a day away.
Should
Seems
I
like a
roll a
decent-
strength check to see if I can get through the tree with my forehead?
Do you smite?
Not yet.
So I'm just as you're in the middle of this, I'm just gonna walk up. What are you guys talking about?
We're trying to figure out what to do.
Oh, cool. We should
Big
all be
tree.
doing this.
We were all talking.
Everybody, big tree, spider webs. That's where memory.
tree.
That's where Twang got hit on the head and forgot stuff.
As somebody with fire spells, this sounds like a good time.
Yes.
No.
What?
No.
What?
Can you do ice
Very
when we're in
special
there?
tree. Hush is going to be very adamant, do not burn the tree, please.
Can you do ice instead because it's still super effective against grass types?
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
All right, thank you.
But fire is going to be more effective. Just
Yeah, at making the tunnel catch us on fire too.
the tunnel. There's a tunnel in the tree.
Yes.
It's part of. We can explain it on the way, but it sounds like. Do we want to go to this giving tree?
Is this like the underground trail road?
Yes.
Do we want to? No offense. Do we want to bring Twang with us?
Yes.
Twang.
He's sitting there geared up, and it's just been standing at the head of the trail.
So before I do this,
I think he knows where we're going.
Hush is going to just pull something pretty meaningless out of his backpack and say, "Ready?"
He
Toss it.
half draws.
I'm dead center.
It doesn't exist anymore. Kind of hard
It's
to tell.
gone.
I'm gonna try and go and find his arrow. I'm gonna be like, "I think he's good."
Yes, Lolax.
I have a question.
What's the question?
How do we plan on getting back if nobody's going to be able to remember anything except for me?
You'll
I'm
I'm
show
going
us.
to tap the pot on my head.
You'll show us the way.
There's no guarantee that
That,
happens.
that's kind of my point, and I was kind of being sarcastic. I should stop that. It's a bad habit at this point.
I also haven't been affected yet.
Yeah, but you're like You're
I haven't forgotten
like,
anything.
from this area, right?
No.
No? Oh, well, I totally misjudged that.
He's a fae.
That's
Only half.
Okay. But still,
like us.
we at least know that one person is probably going to be affected because they share the same
Undead
genetic.
fae thing.
And, like, I'm kind of concerned that, like, all the whispering and stuff, like, the closer we get to that thing, like, non-fae people, such as myself, might have a bad time.
I haven't forgot anything.
You put a lot on your head.
Lolax,
So, can we at least, like,
Take some trail markers.
make some trail markers, and then maybe, like,
You
leave a
wanna
note
light,
on our
like, a few
persons,
trees
like,
on
follow
fire on
the
the way
trail
there?
mark?
Okay.
Lolax, you remember my brother was doing that. That's how I found him.
Carves.
Well,
That's
partially
how we
because of
got
the
here.
fire, but
Into my arm.
Not helpful.
Twang at that point will be like, all right, valid points. And that's things that we already do. Let me show you. That way we can all be on the same page. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Okay. And they will go to show you. There are trail marks actually leading up to the hut itself as he kind of points them out to you. He goes, I did these a few days ago. I
You can,
think.
and you can still follow him.
Yes. If you look here and it kind of shows you where because on evergreens the branches are much smaller and kind of more closely knit. There's 2 broken down, and then the bottom one has a second break, creating a 90 degree.
Okay.
He goes, that is me. So we can follow those back, and you can follow them back to here. You can follow them back to Grossmont. I've left them everywhere I go. I always do that.
Wait, so you've left them everywhere, so how do we know which one goes where?
They go in a line and don't cross.
Cross
an error, and then
So I've taken the same route forward and the same route back.
Okay.
So the only time there's going to be a divergence is where there's something like this, and he kind of points at the cabin.
Mm.
That's the only time it's going to change, is that if there's something important.
It sounds like the memory issues are more recent memories and not necessarily your instincts. So we still should be able to remember our instincts and things like that.
Also, I remember you guys just fine.
wait. So over the past day, remember everything.
I remember Eslane. I remember you.
What do you not remember?
What's Sen's name?
Ilgor.
True.
That's more true than I thought you'd say.
Yep.
You yelled it out loud.
I know.
Wait, what parts do you not remember? Outside of this area?
Well, I don't remember what I don't remember.
I think we just
You know,
need
that's
to,
a solid point.
we just
That-
need to carry on.
I'm not a detective.
Do you remember?
Sahil.
Do you remember what crows are?
How,
Dude.
how could I forget?
Are you affected by a spell?
Twang, Twang, can you shoot him?
No.
Can you just graze his head a little bit?
No.
How about we all just, like, agree to be friends?
You know, remember the whole
I
conversation
would
about
love that.
being conflicting and everything
Don't make
like
no,
that?
don't make me get out my fingy guns.
We're doing it again.
Bang
So-
bang.
Brother, he's picking on me.
You deserve it.
So,
Off to the meeting tree.
care to show us the way?
Sure. No problem.
Hello, Miss
Um,
Bailey.
We do want to go to the meeting tree.
I'm fine with going to the meeting tree. Just, now that I know that there's a system to get it back, and, like, I got the pot, I'm not worried about that. I just don't want to have to find my way back without those markings if something goes wrong, because I'm not going to be able to do it.
That's fair enough. I would say keep her safe then, because she doesn't seem to be affected either. And well, she made it all the way down here on her own. I'm guessing she's at least decent.
Solid point.
Like, would we have an idea, like, seasonedness, like, as a group of a slain?
Seasonedness?
So, like, Twang, I kind of gave everybody a briefing about, like,
Oh,
the salt
go
and
and give me
pepperness.
give me an insight check.
As who? Hush.
Whoever was questioning.
Brown sugar seasoning.
I guess I'll say hush. That is a nat 20.
Natural 20. As you look at her, you realize that she has faint scars all up and down her body. Little slices of moonlight. And age is hard to tell, especially with half-elves. That said, she does look a little bit older than Sail. Some faint, crow's feet are starting to creep in.
Might be a lot older than me.
Couple hundred.
Don't live that long.
That said, she seems to hold herself pretty steady. She's kind of just same thing as Twang, ready to go. And she doesn't really seem... If somebody had cast an offensive enchantment spell, right, and they really thought it was a big deal, they would have made more of a case about it. They would have been hostile instead of just saying, hey, don't.
Yeah.
So it was just through her experience and don't fuck with me kind of mentality. Okay.
To the tree.
Twang and Etzlane, we can count on.
At the very least, I assumed they could block an arrow or two.
Twang kind of seems like he could kick my ass. I respect that.
Never mind. I'm not. Nope.
I was just gonna say.
I don't have a pet dragon.
I'm gonna
Okay.
after having Twang point that out to me that oh, you could just hang out with the elf and the nature of having scars and shit. I'm just gonna shadow her the entire time and
Sure.
stay right next to her.
Does not bug her at all. Just kind of just looks over at you, nods, and continues on.
I'm gonna the entire way there. I'm just going to repeatedly try to take the help action for her.
Why are you simping for the half elf?
She knows a lot about
So
the
they
woods.
make it out.
He's
alive.
simping for knowledge.
There's one way out of here, and it's by being nice to this lady.
Okay.
Something goes wrong, I want her on my side.
Also, if we're heading towards something, Styx is gonna take high point, fly above.
Yep.
Especially with the large group.
So, as you guys start to make your way through the woods, starts to get in sections a little bit more open, in other sections a little bit more dense. You see that they are both looking for the same marker. Eslane is kind of taking the back point, letting you and Twang take the forward, and just double checking. That way, you guys have an accountability system.
So we know our marks, and then she also.
She's
somewhat
also
knows.
double checking you to
Cool.
make sure nothing was missed.
Very awesome.
And in that, she's also actively going well, you see that one there, you see that one there. She's giving you signs, and every once in a while, you guys stop and kind of look at some tracks. It looks like that elk herd migrates around quite a bit just by some of the tracks that you're seeing, but none of them look too fresh.
Okay.
Thank God.
They came from here, as opposed to headed to here. Hopefully,
Right.
These are about 45 minutes old.
we need to turn around.
How would you
Bye.
pointing this stuff out to Lolax? Is it kind of temporarily not a long kind of situation, or is it in-depth teaching?
Either or. She seems open and receptive, so if you wanted to learn more, she'd probably be more than happy to.
Lolax is gonna ask a whole bunch of dumb questions
At that question, you see her stop, and I just know that way.
Oh no.
Does with a high passive perception, do I hear that question, or
Yeah.
do we say no? I might.
Definitely.
I'm trying to kind of hide it, but not in a
Conspiratorial way.
conspiratorial way. I just don't want to look dumb in front of everybody else.
A little bit embarrassed.
Yeah, I'll see that, and I'll take the time to actually cast message, and as a whisper, be like, I can usually tell by where the sun is. It's usually in the south. I assume. I'll-
Clarify. So the sun's always in the south.
Yeah, are we in the northern hemisphere of your planet? I don't know how this works.
You are in the northern hemisphere of this planet.
All right. So with that information, it's usually in the south, so I usually make it so my shadow's in front of me. It's north.
You see, that question though has literally given her pause though.
Like, how do I know that?
Yeah.
Always
I note that, and the fact that she forgot something.
She never knew.
We're in a forest of memory issues, and you think she just didn't
always
ever
good.
learn.
Nobody explained it.
Oh man.
Do I remember how I learned how to cook? Like, Sayo's literally like spending a good amount of the day like, do I remember how I learned everything I know?
That's fair. All right. So, but as your day continues, the sun starts to come up. You're hitting about noon, and it's with that additional light you see that the path before you starts to sparkle a little bit. And as you stop, you see Twang and Hush stop. They're looking at it a little bit closer. And Sayil, just with your passive perception, and everybody as a group, really, you can tell that definitely looks like webs.
Yep.
Across the path.
Do we start blasting?
Spiders are a bit awkward to
how
wrestle
far
with all
on
them
that?
legs, but we'll get her done.
Like,
They got you
I'm gonna ask
8 to
Dwayne
2.
how far away we are, roughly.
From the webs?
No, from the meeting place we're trying to get.
Few more hours.
Did you guys need to speak through this part, or that's the same question?
Esline,
30 CP.
well, we took the long way around, but it added some time.
Can I try something? You think this is? I'll turn to them like I was gonna
That's awesome.
make the earth kind of bubble and tickle the webs a bit and see if anything showed up. Does that sound like a bad idea?
can Hush chime in?
I
without
asked
even
that
the
out
advice of
loud.
Thresh?
Yeah.
Or
Thresh?
Thresh.
God damn,
Fucking
someone's playing
God.
League of Legends.
New
I
character
don't
drop.
have a problem. You have a problem. Anyways, with Twang, Hush is gonna be like, "Hey, do you know about spiders?
Yeah.
You know how they sense if their prey is caught in a web?
Yeah.
It's vibrations from the web.
That's why I said that.
We should probably not touch it unless we want them to come.
I wanted to see how big the thing that showed up was before we start going further into the webs.
Well, I can always.
Yeah, but that has potential consequences.
These are very large spiders. They probably have very excellent eyesight. If I had to guess,
They don't see the webs vibrating, they feel it.
correct, but these are, like, how big are these webs? They're spanning trees, right?
Yes, but also as you're saying, they probably have particularly good eyesight. You see Twang kind of cocks his head at you.
Can we set up
Spiders
an
have good
ambush?
eyesight.
I like your idea.
Wait, this is like Jeremy to DM. Like, spiders have good eyesight.
No.
Oh,
No.
They have fractaled sight, so they can see many things at one time, but their actual like range of vision and depth of vision very poor.
they don't
Yeah.
have peripheral.
I like Sail's idea, and I think we could also set up an ambush.
I think you have a chance of getting through this without fighting anything if we try.
I
They-
just,
They just said that there was a long way around where they didn't have to fight anything.
Well,
this is the long way around. They came through this way.
Yeah, this is a roundabout way.
The long way around changed since the last time they were here. I wanted to test it to see how spicy it would be if we go this way.
I mean, we could do that. I also think we stand a good chance of not having to fight anything.
Explain,
They did say the spiders were nocturnal. It is in the middle of the day.
explain. Do you feel like
Sin
any
has
like
4 lift feet. I'm not sure if we
surrounding
can sneak through here. Okay.
enemies or spiders would be less battle hardened as ones that are at the tree? Do you think?
Oh, the webs here are much smaller.
Yeah. I wanted to see how big the the babies on the outside were before we go and see how big Mama is.
Explain, Twang. Do you want to shoot some spiders?
I don't know what your guys' time frame is. If it were up to me, we would just take a longer route.
Okay.
I think we could stand a chance if we fight to hear even longer. Out, that is more of a chance for us to be affected by the surrounding area.
All right. Well, if you don't want to clear our way in, and we want to
Sneak.
then we can also do that. I was just saying that I think it's a good idea, regardless of when we do it.
So, DM, you guys are on a time frame.
Yep.
You're on day 3 of 5.
Oh,
So we kind of gotta go.
How much longer?
It'd be hours, so you'd wind up at the big tree
end of day.
around dusk.
Whatever you guys want to do. I still think we should. But that's just.
Well, we're on a time frame, and we should go through. And I think that trying to sneak through is a great idea, but I also think that if it goes south, then we should probably have like some establish like how we're gonna deal with it. Like,
Contingency plan.
we don't know anything about how these two fight, for example, but I've fought with you all like quite a bit.
I think they shoot.
I vote we should just go through and fight what comes our way instead of try to bait something.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Try to go as sneakily as we can through the park.
is there any way that you guys know for like how we can eat here in the forest? Like, I'm not really. This isn't my terrain.
I don't have that spell.
I do. And so Esslane will pipe up. I can make us all a little bit more stealthy, and I know Wing helped me out in the past when I was getting him out initially from the meeting tree, so I know he can as well. If you want to take a few moments, I think Twain can help you, and then I can help additionally.
Oh, that'd be great.
All right. So, with that, it's going to take you guys about an additional 10 minutes, but Wang will go around getting everybody kind of really directions
Mm-hmm.
about how to navigate terrain like this, what to do if you do hit a web, which the answer is hit it once and then stay still for like 5 minutes, and then slowly
Heal.
peel yourself off. Things like that. Basically, this is the ranger ability to give everybody a +10 to their stealth. And on top of that, Esselane is going to cast Pass Without a Trace.
Jesus.
10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. So you all effectively have a +20 to your stealth.
So you can't fail. Roll.
Not.
I imagine they like coat my wheels in something that's like.
I pull out a
Grease
stick
your
of.
bearings a little bit.
I pull out a stick of butter.
The wheels
Lowest
are
you can
duct
roll is
taped.
21.
Okay.
That's not true. If you have a minus to stealth.
Can we roll stuff?
Yeah, everybody go and roll me stealth. Do you need to go take a shot?
40.
Well,
24.
it's gonna be sad that I can't. Roll. 29.
29.
Plus
Wait, do I have
20?
advantage?
Wait,
on
no,
stealth?
39.
You do not have advantage on stealth.
I
39.
You shouldn't.
Unless you're invisible.
So 18 plus 27 for Hush.
18 plus 27?
That is a +7.
Oh,
For
+7 and then the 20. Got it.
Yeah,
And
I got
then
plus 24.
For Styx, it is a 17 plus 24.
Not 20 minus 1.
2 nat 20?
So you got a 39, a 40, 34.
39. Not that it
I
matters.
need to roll for them.
I should not get the high.
Oddly enough, Esseline
No, I
did
don't.
great. She only rolled like a...
I'm +10.
It's hard when you have to help
You're
others.
+10 in stealth?
Yeah.
rogue.
Fucking nutty.
Rogue.
Actually, she rolled poorly, but still did pretty damn good.
I have disadvantage.
It's almost like
Oh, I forgot to add
adding
myself.
above
Was that
20 to a
disadvantage?
skill
it's
kind of
actually 29.
nullifies the
I'm
roll.
It was a nat 20.
forgot to add my
disadvantage.
That was
Yeah.
2 nat 20.
Yeah.
You rolled back-to-back nat 20s on
No,
disadvantage.
it was a disadvantage. So the nat 20 I got was 2 20s.
What the fuck? 2 20. He rolled 2 d20 and both of them were 20s.
Yeah, so both are
You
natural
got a
20s.
nat 20 on
fuck?
disadvantage and got a 39 total.
Dude,
Andre-
you got some bad shit coming your way.
Ken just used all of his dice luck for the rest of the
I
campaign.
know. I didn't
Alright,
even need
well.
to.
Sorry, Sarah.
Oh, random encounter.
Hey,
Have to
let's
do
go.
that.
So, you guys being stealthy and taking your time, make your way through. That said, as you are making your way through, you start to use the trees to hide, and as you look up, you see these half humanoid, half spider figures.
Oh, nice.
They have like this chitinous bodies to them as they are moving around. You can almost smell the toxic off of them. And as you are going through, you see two cocooned people.
Oh.
Oh,
Would any of us
One
know what it is?
smaller, one larger. But they both look about humanoid in shape.
Maybe like
Or
normal
they-
size and like half size.
Did we find the kids?
Did we see them like wriggling, or are they not moving?
Doesn't seem like they're moving.
I think
I'm gonna cast message.
Would any of us know what these beings are? Like the spider people.
Go ahead and give me a nature or arcana check.
So I'm just gonna read the.
That is not 20 for Hush.
You point your finger and
No.
you whisper a message.
Yep.
So I'm gonna target the smaller one. Are you there? Is anybody? Like
No response.
the larger one.
No response.
They're both empty.
Empty in the sense that there's. We should keep going.
All right. For Hush, natural 20.
What was it? History?
It was nature or arcana.
That was what I wanted to roll too.
If it matters.
You'll get different information off either.
It's +1, so 21 total.
Or which skill?
Either.
Pick a skill.
I want to do nature. I want to do like the nature of it instead of like if it's like Fey or something.
All right, it is not Fey. This is a monstrosity. They are called ettercaps. They are basically these, like I said, half spider, half humanoid creatures. You know, with your natural 20, large times they are found in colonies, and sometimes they're even intelligent enough to be used as assassins. They're also called garroters.
Mm-hmm.
They have a web that they will kind of lie in wait, and then
I'm sorry, I just looked up a picture. I imagined the complete opposite. I imagined like spider bodies with human like torsos, not spider faces on like grotesque human bodies.
Oh
in the
yeah.
future, don't look shit up.
No, dude, it's kind of great.
No, I mean like for the context of the game.
Yeah.
Yes, but I knew what they were, right?
Yes, you did get
So-
a natural 20. So,
So,
I'm not gonna read
can
you
we-
too much.
I think the distinction is a picture. If you
Yeah,
look up an
I didn't.
image,
I
is
just
that
looked up a
okay?
picture of what it was.
But do not look at the stat block.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
That said,
I
for everybody
literally
at
looked up
home,
Ettercap 5e and I just looked at a picture of their ugly purple body.
Yeah, when you said half spider, half humanoid, I was like, can I roll a knowledge, like a history check for elven spider centaur things? Is that what I'm hearing here?
That's what I thought it was.
No,
That was
as
the
soon
picture.
as
Yeah,
I hear
I-
the name of what we're fighting, I Google that and pull it up like a Pit Boy in Fallout. I suddenly just know everything about it. Yeah.
That's cheating.
oh, it's not
Oh,
working on the
I
other
didn't
side
know.
over there.
I was curious about what it looked like, and I had a very clear image, and I'm like, oh, that's what I'm gonna see. And it was like the complete. It's like oh, somebody describes a mermaid to you, and then you see like a fish head on human legs, and you're like, oh, wait a minute.
That was what I had happen too. I was thinking a spider centaur.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
Doesn't work on that screen. I need to fix that. All right. I blew it up on my side, but it doesn't work over there, and I'm not gonna fuck
Aw.
around with it too much.
Oh, like
Like
zooming
when
in on the
Christopher
picture.
Columbus first
Yeah.
described the mermaid in his journals, and then somebody actually found it and was like, "This is a fucking manatee."
yep.
Manatees are kind of set. Never mind.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
So,
Gloss over that.
It was a meme. It was a meme.
I'm
Wait.
gonna go take a smoke break. I need to be less sober to be around Jeremy for the rest of the day.
So, do you do anything with that? Like,
I have a brother,
information?
not in the sexual way.
You should probably just not
Forgot
fuck with them.
about that.
Okay.
Already.
So keep going.
As you guys are having this hushed conversation, you see Twang is just glaring.
I'm gonna take the advice and shut the fuck up.
Let us begin.
You guys make it out to the other side. Untouched, unscathed. And continue on your way. Looking at other things, sorry.
Trying to figure out which encounter's next.
Legitimately, I now have a list of them.
Ugh, I hate
I
all
was-
of you,
I was-
including myself.
I love it.
I was getting them all figured out while we're on break, and which one makes most sense where. So, you guys continue on. You get to the. As you guys continue on, you see this large tree in the distance. It is so large that you can pick it out between the forest, almost up into the clouds.
It's Yggdrasil, basically.
Very, very large. It is also the only broadleaf tree that you guys have seen in this forest.
Compared to, like, coniferous, right?
Right. It is. What's the way to put it? The bark is almost purple in nature. It does not look like any tree that you've seen before. The moss on it is this odd, almost golden yellow, and the leaves have a almost autumnal orange. But they seem vibrant, they seem alive. Unlike all the other trees in this area, it seems to be the only thing that is truly thriving. That said, it is covered in massive spider web. Even before you guys get to the clearing that this tree is sitting in, you guys can see multiple forms strung up in webs. They all look vaguely humanoid. Some of them do look like maybe elk and larger creatures like that. Though for the majority, they all seem to have the same profile. As you guys are getting there, it is only about 3:30, 4 o'clock,
When does dusk hit?
about 6.
Very talk about how we get cave system that we go through.
The tree is oddly placed because it does not seem to be part of the forest. It is standing alone.
It has
It is in a
webs.
correct. It is in its own clearing, almost like the other trees do not want to be near it.
They're like they said they were in.
The trail you guys are on heads into the clearing and leads essentially directly to the tree.
I guess flight.
All right.
So, are we? I think just onward, right?
If you guys would like to.
The casting
yeah.
blight.
Hush is gonna
It looks great. Let's go back, guys.
Hush and Twanger next to each other, right?
Yeah.
Hush is gonna kind of like look over at Twang and like kind of gesture like, "Okay, are we going in?"
You see them starting to look around. I honestly don't remember much of my first time around here. Honestly, I think we probably speak with Eslan. And actually, let's just... And they kind of put their hand up and do a circle motion. Kind of getting everybody to group up.
We'll meet at the meet.
So, we're here. You guys are looking for missing kids. Alright. That might be them.
I was wondering, how many of them seem small?
Oh,
Go and give me a perception check.
also a question for Andrew. How, like, population-wise, like,
Why am I rolling?
rough estimate for our group to figure out, like, how big
Grossmont is.
Grossmont, yeah, like, what? Oh, I thought you were answering my question.
24 people, that's it.
The mayor, the sub-mayor.
How big is it?
Maybe something
24.
luring.
That was like real life talk, Colby. Do we need to talk after stream? Off stream? Off camera? Without the camera? Without the mics?
How big is the town?
Roughly about 1,000 people.
So,
So it's not quite a hamlet, but it is just a town.
so is there a way that those with a keen eye could determine if it was a child or a gnome? I know that.
Through a perception check. Like, Colby did. What'd you get? 24. Most of these look adult-sized.
That's good, but that's not. Those are size. Students. How many? An estimate of how many is there were? Or just...
You were supposed to get more information from the mayor of Grossmont, who didn't have any information.
I'm gonna.
Because I'm a great DM.
Like,
Wait, did you forget or did Mayor S?
The mayor forgot.
Excellent.
You forgot about the kids.
I'm gonna.
Everybody in this
I'm gonna
room.
talk to Eslan and say before we go in. I imagine that Wyatt is going to do. Do you think it would be beneficial if the two of us could talk to each other telepathically?
Yes.
Okay. I can do that to
that face.
me and 3 other people.
Pick somebody else.
Don't
I wasn't gonna because you have a lid.
Not it.
don't worry about Twang and I.
No, I think one of you guys should have it because if
Oh,
you
with
get-
you specifically, or with
I
everybody?
can
on
share
active?
it with 3 other people, including.
I think
myself.
Styx and Hush are the most important people here. They should definitely.
Six, Hush, and Twang.
No, I was gonna say. I was gonna say Eslane, Hush, and Sail was gonna be divvy it out groups in case people get separated. There's some people that can telepathically talk, but also some.
So, like, the people that you connect with, can they all talk with each other?
We
Oh,
all
cool.
can talk to each other.
As you say, like the words like get separated and then can help people be stealthy. Like I just nudge closer to endpoint.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying the stealthy people I think should have it kind of buddy up. Before we go in.
I think Twang, you'll be okay, right?
I
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not.
don't know. Apparently I wasn't last time.
You remember hand signals, right?
Yes, I remember hand signal.
Okay.
Can you teach everybody quick hand signals?
Yes. Shut up. Stop.
Those who seek guidance or assistance or buffs,
Me.
I can offer my aids.
So Eslane,
I want to die.
I'll give it to Eslane. I will give it to Hush. Then or Sail.
Is Lane or S
I do not need your
Estlin.
aids. I have my own.
S Lane? Fuck. I gotta edit my notes.
Okay. So I'm going to use psionic whispers to give me and 3 other people we can communicate telepathically as long as we are within 1 mile of each other.
All right. So you're
So-
giving it to.
I'm giving it to Eslane, Hush, and Sail.
All right. So as you send that energy out, you see this almost emerald green kind of flit from their eyes, and everybody who gets linked temporarily has emerald green eyes.
I'm going to roll this and how many hours we have it. 4 hours.
See, as the effect fades, Esling kind of. There's this cold, foreign touch on your brain at the moment. You can feel them almost constantly in the back of your head.
It's Hush. Hush is angry. No.
Brenton.
Oh. Oh, I thought that was like S Lane to Brenton.
Oh.
I'm gonna try to say something just. Brenton.
What's the wording of the ability?
Is it a group call or can I?
Let me find out.
I honestly don't know.
All right. We make our way into the tunnel.
Send or receive a message. No action required.
It is a creature, so you can send it directly to somebody.
Okay, so the four of us can just
Message each other.
will-
It's message,
And
You and the
basically.
creature don't need to speak a common language to understand.
Oh, that's cool. Now question for DMs.
listen.
How does mimicry work over
It's
telepathy?
it's like we're not hearing you talk. Like you're
But I'm a master
Have
of
you read
mimicry.
Aragon?
Whatever. It's just
Like
my voice.
that.
So as this mental link gets established and you guys are all gearing up, is there anything specific you all would like to do?
I'll say hello to Sen and Sylvan.
I'm just gonna try to usher the group to move up. Hurry up, because we're on a time limit.
Pretty sure it's a network. So you can target those who have been affected by it.
We have-
No.
We have Ethernet
see.
cords
yes.
connected to us.
Yeah.
Invisible
Just
Ethernet
the
cords.
four of us. So I think people, kind of stick near others who don't have it, just to.
Cool.
I think it said really
Go in.
hard to try to say hello. All of you see me staring at Sen and saying something and something.
Your nose bleeds. All right. You guys start to make your way in. There's a hollow towards the base of this. And in Sylvan, those of you that are a little bit more keen-eyed, you see at the top, it says a leap of faith is required.
Or run and
What?
jump.
Try jumping ahead.
Wasn't. Never mind.
I know the answer, but I'm not allowed to use it. I have to roll figuring.
I remember hearing about this, but I also have to roleplay figuring it out.
That said, you also see that the entrance is nearly covered in webs.
Wait. How flammable are the web?
You don't know.
Can I find one that maybe is like disconnected from other ones to like just test it out?
Like hold a web in their finger, right? And kind of.
Sure.
Okay, I'm just gonna like cantrip like firebolts and like try to like heat it up to see if like this thing is gonna like if I do it, or if it's more of like a melting situation where like if I can control it well enough, I can potentially like burn stuff around it without setting the entire tree on fire.
So firebolt as a cantrip is a bolt. It is not like a torch or something like that. You
There's one
can't.
called
I-
produce.
I do not have that. I am just describing what I would want to try
I know.
to do.
And this is me explaining
Yeah.
as your process. So you grab a bit of this webbing from one of the nearby trees and you start to conjure a firebolt, and it just from your hand. The
Take
firebolt goes straight
tinder
through it
box.
and straight up. And a lot of the motion and sounds in the woods comes to a stop.
So it wasn't disconnected, is what you're saying?
You shot a firebolt.
Well,
I'm-
they took some off, cast firebolt on it, but that's still, even though it's a cantrip, it still makes a sound. It's still
Okay.
bright, and it seems that
I just
the
don't understand why it
surrounding
would be
woods
up
have
in the
noticed.
air.
That was more for flavor. I don't literally mean he shot it like a flare.
Okay. I would have. I imagine that I would have like found like a piece, like set it on the ground, and then like cast it towards it. To try not to be like overly loud. We're still trying to be stealthy here. But I don't know how loud a firebolt is because we've never really gone into that.
It sounds like fire streaking through the air. It'd be like a firework, like a small firework,
Okay, then
Without the boom, or it's just like
like a crack.
the fail. Who's closest to Lolax right now?
I think Esslane.
It's Lane. So Lane.
Watch
Yeah.
Esslane is not an arcane spellcaster. They didn't know what was happening.
I would have been there.
Lane, do you know what Lolax is trying to do?
Believe testing a flammable web czar, which appears to be very. No.
Hand up, like a stop motion, please.
I will speak with them.
What do we do to move?
There are webs. We can. You see that she's looking a little bit troubled.
So the bottom of is this fiber freeway wood or the we
So there is like a grass clearing that leads directly into it. That said, the entrance is much the same way like cobwebs would be. Is just scattered and caked with it.
that's
It'd be different on either side of the threshold.
Are these webs impassable, or do we just like kind of find?
These are not like the thicker ones that you guys were kind of dipping and moving through. These are much more fine.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Is like, can I clear it without?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if we can get through without touching anything, I think. If we don't think that we can,
Yeah.
I think that's
Well,
best action.
we can't now because now we know that they're extremely flammable, and we're just gonna set the entire tree like with any fire whatsoever.
So I think we'll try to kind of carefully, slow. Oh,
I could shoot the web.
Just for special occasions, remember? Is that you?
no.
So can I?
Can I cast dancing lights?
Yeah.
Can I like layer them out so maybe like
We
we
can
can
see.
see the webs and try to like reflect the because earlier you said like the light did something weird with
Mhm.
the
It's like
webs.
sparkly.
I would try to like rotate them and like get it so that anybody like looking at it can like see where it's obviously like glimmering, so it's a little
Sure.
bit more visible.
You cast dancing lights and start to move it around using the shadows to really define exactly how these webs look and move. But as you're casting dancing lights, Sail, you are looking up and you notice that the bodies in the webs start to move and wriggle. And she does.
Yeah.
But at this point in time, we are going to be rolling initiative.
right being stealthy.
Remember how you said fireball, Lolax? Let's go. Yikes. Oh! Can you please just look at my 2 dice? 2. 2 dice.
2 20s.
2 2s.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I rolled a 6 for initiative. Andre says from the bathroom.
Legend.
You did better than me, Andre.
All right, so go and grab this. How clumped up do you? It sounded like you guys had really split up into teams.
Kind of paired off, just people.
Yeah.
Well, how large is the corridor? Like, how far in are we?
You're not in at all. You're still in the
They
clearing.
didn't get in.
Oh,
Yeah, we were just looking in there.
Yep, they could-
I thought that we were like walking in, and then we got to like a point where we
No,
got
the entryway was completely covered, and we
Okay,
were
okay.
looking at it.
Guns a-blazing.
I wanted combat anyway. So.
I mean, yeah. Like, a lot more.
We'll just get it
And then
all
a
out of the way in one
traffic
go.
Which role was it to
Go.
Rask? I have to personally ban them.
Look, we're not fighting a mountain. It's gonna be fine.
The tree comes.
Last one didn't. We even lit it on fire that time.
Well,
I mean, it already knew that we were there because of my firebolt earlier. Yes, but
Do something with it.
I mean, it
Oh,
would have
we're
been probably
spread
a
out,
really
spread
hard
out.
DC to get past
Okay.
this without any. And all of us would have had to have passed the DC because I mean, if somebody tapped the web, then it's like
We got that fat plus, which probably canceled out the fat DC that we needed for everything covered in tripwires, watched by millions of eyes.
literally
Yeah.
use detect trap.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, very trap. Mm-hmm. Very. Your
Have you
brain hurts from all the trap.
Have you seen a Christmas tree before? It's lit up like that with traps.
you use detect trap, you go blind in your brain.
I've basically said that to people before who cast detect magic and they're like in the middle of like a magic storm. I'm like, you flashbanged yourself. Like,
Can you roll a d20 for damage to yourself real quick?
Sorry. Sorry. Getting you guys all situated.
Are there any spells that can be used as like a reaction to initiative?
no.
no.
I don't believe so.
I've
Ice
always wondered
silvery barbs.
Like, to improve
Somebody's
your
initiative
that.
roll.
Well, because like there are reactions, obviously, and
Yeah.
I was wondering if certain reactions could be used against initiative. Like basically
what do you
knowing
mean?
that you're being detected and using a reaction as that.
God.
I feel like that's super
So-
niche.
No, I don't think so.
Styx has 2 AC more than me.
Oh, for real? I mean,
Yeah.
he is a cleric.
I'm rocking that 12. Like, I need to get that shit looked at.
He has a 15.
I got 15.
I got 15 too.
Andre has 18.
One of these things literally rolled a -1 for their initiative.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have
they're
leather
just
armor
frozen, they're like,
and
lights.
+1.
Remember?
Sorry. I need to look at
In,
the Drake.
in one of the last
oh,
like
the Drake came with us, obviously.
Well,
Yeah.
final fights of the last campaign, I had a -1 to initiative and I rolled a 0.
What?
1 minus 1.
So it's like, you just stand there, everybody's like getting ready, you're like, huh.
You're just automatically at the bottom.
They
You're
were
like, interesting. Everybody seems to be preparing for a fight. I wonder why. And then you look around, everybody's ready, you're like, oh.
You get skipped the first turn.
that was the
we
joke.
made the
was
joke,
like,
yeah.
Do I not get to play this combat?
You're the bottom of the initiative roll, and you don't get to go during the first round.
Oh man.
If this
we
was a
both rolled
computer game,
shitty.
I would have just glitched out and no longer be in the order.
Yep.
All right,
So-
Lolax.
9.
Brenton.
30, 20.
Then got a 3. Correct? Was it a 3 or a 6? 6. 6.
Styx got a 3,
Hush.
a 5.
Oh my god.
I rolled 2 twos.
Everybody got single digits.
Oh, am I missing? I am missing Sail.
Damn it.
Shame on me. Missing Sail would be
Yeah,
nice.
right.
You fucking dick.
I would have noticed in the initiative order that a 13 didn't get to be my turn.
Must be nice to be able to see that.
Upside down?
Well, it's upside down and there's also a laptop screen. Oh, there's a tree there.
Actually, it's at the point where I'm
There's
not
a
sure I can
Halloween
chat.
tree!
Yeah.
Combat time.
I thought we were already like
no
in the
chat
tree.
interaction.
In the tree.
No, the outside was covered in webs.
Yeah, I thought we were like had all crossed the threshold into this.
We were trying to figure out
I
the
was trying to figure out how to get in.
get in there
Yeah, it
part.
was like I said, the entryway was blocked by
Yep.
webs.
That's why I asked Slane, how do we get in?
Jeremy and Liz were confused on that, so I don't know.
I heard that it was blocked by webs, and then I also heard that like it would be tricky to get in, and I thought we were all like there standing like, those are webs.
Yeah, we were all standing in front of the entrance, like looking at it, but they're all inside of there.
Right, but
They
why
were
are we
in-
all split up?
He's placing people, but we were.
Oh, is it like in
The-
the active placement?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you guys said that you paired off and went other places. You're the only one that said that you approached the tree.
Oh, okay.
No,
I thought we were all together also.
Yeah.
I said we
I,
should have
we
a
were
buddy
so when we
system.
said we were doing the pairs, it was somebody with telepathy is walking next to somebody without. Was
That's
my-
fine.
my
I will
understanding.
move you all up.
Yeah.
You're good.
Great, we're all within AoE distance now.
Yeah,
Ooh.
awesome. You guys
Fucking
took me.
hate it. These spiders have
Y'all
fireball.
took me away from my hiding spot.
You can move back. I imagined myself being up at the front of the tree, so if that's okay, I'd like to be there.
You are.
If
You're
you'd
right
like
there.
to be in your hiding spot, you can
Oh,
be in
okay.
your hiding spot.
That better? All right. Speak now or forever hold your peace, because then we're starting.
I'm in the front.
You were the one fucking with the tree.
Okay.
I'll be next to Lolex.
Oh. Are these the same? Can we see if this is the same type of splater creature?
Neither. So,
Wham! That's crazy, dude.
at the top of the order is Brenton. Brenton, you see as these wriggling masses from the web start to descend down. You see that they start to separate themselves from the actual webbing itself,
How many?
and they are starting to come down. They are currently about 15 feet above Lolax, but they have not made it all the way down yet.
Okay, well, I am going to throw a stabby at the big spoiler.
This always makes me think of first episodes of Critical Role in the Underdark.
Yep.
Yeah. 19 to hit.
19 will definitely hit.
Okay. Stabby. That's 5 damage.
5 damage. Left or right? Left or right zombie?
I couldn't tell that those were left or right.
A lot of little tokens.
I
down
only
there.
saw the big one. I didn't see that those were
We'll do this.
the
Flanking.
enemies. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll get that.
We'll color code them. Ones with the red dots are enemies.
Okay. And then bonus action.
I was color coding. Which one did you hit? Left or right?
Right.
Right one. All right. That'll definitely hit for 5 damage.
I'll do whatever I need to do to move to an area where I can.
Cool. You vault over here and get back into the crevice of these roots and go and give me a hide
First time
check.
I've done this. 18.
18. You got it.
I didn't get to do this because my first combat scenario was on open water.
What did you do?
I hid. I haven't gotten to use a cunning action yet.
I would have loved to have seen you try that on open water. You like dive
I
into
knew
the
it
water
was-
that you can't go into,
I
and
knew
you're
it
like,
wasn't possible, so I just didn't try.
Could have
Alright.
hid next to the boat.
Could have, yeah.
Or dash, right? And
Mhm.
choose it.
I was using
Disengage.
steady aim.
All
Or
right. So
dodge.
at the end of your turn, you see another one of these masses start to
Okay.
descend down from the webs itself. They do touch down. That is going to be their entire turn, though. They are sorry, not their entire turn. That is going to be their move action. Then they are going to dash as they clamber on over here and get to about there, and then that will be their entire turn. Sail.
All right. Colby wants to double check the rules before I do a thing. If a creature is moved but does not move themselves out of a creature's attack of opportunity, do they get the attack of opportunity? Like if they're dragged or pushed.
No.
Okay. I grab Lolax and drag them 15 feet away. Get the fuck! God damn it! I'll go back diagonal with Lolax.
Like that.
Yeah.
Is that
All right. That is
provoke
going to be
it?
your action. It does not provoke an attack of opportunity.
You didn't move.
You will get an attack of opportunity since
Yes.
you were the one moving from this one here.
Yeah, I can see it now. Thank you, by the way.
I just wanted to make sure.
I saw you sandwiched, and I was like, all right, my turn is going to be getting you not there.
I was gonna take the disengage action, so yeah.
Does a 12 hit?
Yeah,
Meets
baby!
beats.
All right, they're going to reach up and
Silvery bars.
slam downwards against you. They're going to deal 4 points of bludgeoning damage. As they clock you in the jaw, essentially, as you're starting to pull Lolax away. They swing again and try to hit Lolax, but it misses.
That's their unarmed attack. I wonder what else they got.
I think I would have been hit by a bite if there was a bite.
You turn into Spider-Man.
All right, that's my action. So I don't really have any good bonus action healing stuff that I want to do right now. So that'll be my turn.
All right. That will bring it to...
I don't know who needs it right now. We might be going into a dungeon.
the Zomboy's turn. Ooh, good. They're going to come down from the tree over here, using their full action, or full movement to hit there. And they're going to literally walk right by Kex. Or Brenton. God damn, I'm still fucked up. Don't
Right.
change your name on me once you
Pick a
picked one.
name, Brenton.
I have
so
Kex
you will
in
get-
parentheses next to your name now.
That will reveal me though, right? But
You'll have it at advantage because they don't see you.
Yep.
And you get sneak attack once a turn, not once a round. So this will also trigger sneak attack.
natural 20.
All right, that's a critical sneak attack.
Delete.
That was a 3 and a 20. So 6.
What?
12.
Was that 3 max rolls in a row?
One.
I double my sneak attack too, don't I?
Double the dice.
Yeah, so 13, 18. When you say double the dice, do you mean double the amount or double rolls?
Double the amount.
Double the amount of dice.
Okay. Well,
You've rolled 5 so far. You're at 23.
no.
And 23.
You're 23 on the die so far out of 5.
24. Double 5.
Double the amount of dice.
You roll
okay.
twice.
Double
as
dice.
Okay. So,
So you're at
23.
5.
Yeah.
How many d6 are you supposed to roll?
3d6.
So
So
roll
say
one
one
more.
more.
Well, no. It's 1d6 for my weapon.
Uh-huh.
I rolled another d6 for that, so 2. That's 3d6 sneak attack.
So you roll
6.
8 total.
Yeah,
Eight
that's
total.
where I was. Yeah.
You
So
rolled
3 more.
5.
23, 7,
31.
34.
Nope, you're out.
No,
That was 8.
Okay. That's
Plus your
rogue,
dexterity.
rogue stuff.
Yep.
This is why I like playing Rogue.
38.
38. Okay. You see as
My hit
they are
points.
walking by, you pop up out of stealth, and before they can even actually get there, you detonate them right here. You pop up and with your psionic dagger just go in both sides, kind of like where the kidneys would be, and then come out. As you come out, spiders start to fall from either side of where you've ripped this thing in half.
Sorry.
Oh, the cocoons are full of these guys.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
hold on.
So don't fuck with
Do the baby
cocoon.
zombies move faster like in Minecraft?
Go.
I think in our one shot with Colby, Phasm did like 160 damage.
Yep.
It was fun. And then I almost got flattened by a beholder that was falling because of some half centaur that we knew.
All right. So, that zombie's down, but you now have a swarm of spiders to contend with instead. That will bring it to Twang's turn. Twang is going to not want to be up in the mix. So they are also going to start pacing back. They're going to move their full speed, and they're shooting at the big motherfucker.
Does this one get an attack of opportunity?
It was within his range. 'Cause he
Then
was
it totally
right
would.
Here.
Thank you.
Sorry, NPC, I just don't want that reaction on the board.
That way I can walk away. Thanks, big bro.
Thanks, bro.
That will hit, and will deal him
He's dead.
max damage. He dies.
Here
I wasn't good anyway.
His life doesn't flash before his eyes.
It's literally just yesterday. I lived a good
Why am I
life.
seeing all these other people that I just met?
All right. Twing will walk back, pull, and fire with his longbow at the big one up
It's the
top.
best dinner I've had in my entire life.
Natural 20.
Oh, that's big damage.
Big boy damage.
11. That is going to be...
Still can't see Andre's face.
It's okay. You can look and see it right there.
I just like to treat the initiative order as like a loot box. Like, eventually I'm just gonna look down and see a little Andre face, like,
A little legendary.
It's like when you open CS:GO case and you see the knife go by, you're like,
Nice.
You see they pull back and fire two, both of them hitting pretty much dead center in this mass, and you hear this just titanous wail come out from the top.
Was that the big one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
As all of the remaining zombies and things up in there start to wriggle and writhe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Um, bonus action. Do you have anything for bonus action on this guy?
Ranger should have bonus actions.
Oh, it's a cube!
Oh. 3. Let's go.
Oh, bonus
Do you-
action.
do
They
you
were going
say
to command their.
Do you say that?
Don't fuck the
No.
tree.
Chen was like, no, stop!
And we'll put you in a headlock.
Can you smite in a headlock? Like,
I was just gonna say headlock.
They says a little prayer.
All right.
Wouldn't that be the scariest shit? Somebody's like wrestling you and starts praying.
You act like that hasn't actually happened to me.
No, I'm just saying, it's like,
Wait.
it's a scary thing to have happen.
Bismillah.
I'm praying, but not for me.
It's like that old Key and Peele skit.
natural 20?
On the Drake got a natural 20.
Alright, what number are we
Right
at?
there.
Playing in the boy helping us out.
I don't think
All right.
anything's gonna beat my nat 20 at disadvantage earlier.
No, that's
You
So
got
it is-
2. Andrew's rolled like 3.
I've rolled 2.
4,
I got 2 at the
7.
same time.
I haven't rolled
nat
below
20.
a 17. Except for initiative.
14,
Why would you say that now?
18.
From now on, we roll that one.
The dragon runs up in.
That's fair.
The dragon runs up and you see lightning starting to crackle from its teeth as it clamps down on the knee of the zombie that is nearest to Hush and basically just rips it off.
Roast spider.
It's moments like this where
Oh,
I'm
this is
thinking,
road
yeah,
here?
that guy could probably kick my
Yeah.
ass.
Okay. I thought
Then
that,
it's sizing
I
up
thought the
everybody.
big one was the dragon spider.
That's a
thing.
dragon.
No.
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 It's a dragon spider with spiders that for the spider breath.
It
Lightning
breathes
spider?
a swarm of spiders.
You just gave him a horrible homebrew idea.
Lightning spider,
No,
spider
that
breath.
was in the dumpster fire
It was.
channel.
Yeah.
It breathes.
I
it
almost
breeds
did that.
spiders,
There,
and then there's a swarm of spiders that appears after.
That's
no,
something
there's
I would do.
legitimately a Drake spider in here.
Like Oogie Boogie from Nightmare for Christmas. I'll give him like a spider breath attack.
Yeah.
You joke.
I can't believe my eyes.
You laughing, you joking.
I'm not gonna lie, I was in
Yeah?
the bathroom and Peyton laughed, but it was like a maniacal, like villain laugh. It was like
That's how she usually do.
She laughs.
and I was like, I like stopped because I was like trying to figure out if somebody out here did it, and then I was like,
So this swarm of spiders is going to turn and having Kex reveal themselves by killing their host initially. They're going to gotta keep fucking doing
Brent.
it. Brenton.
Your,
Brex.
your secret name definitely
Kexton.
isn't Kex.
oh no, oh no.
I don't have it in parentheses next to Brenton in my notes. Which I only have people's names.
Yeah.
They're going to move into your space and bite you. They're going to start crawling all over you.
You should bite him back.
All right, no.
Like that doesn't mean
He bites you, you're like,
Normally,
bitch. Huh?
normally no, but
Is it
That's
more
gonna
than
bring
time?
it to Lord Dragonveer von Dragonson. Oh, I mean Lolax.
What if Lolax was a construct made by Von Beer?
The shining golden god of the Draco Regnum. I mean,
give me 8 points of piercing damage to
Draco
Brenton.
oh, don't roll.
Draco Regnum.
They rolled an 18.
Draco Regnum.
okay.
That's the
8.
Hush will fight you.
8 points of
That was a
damage. They
joke.
rolled 18 to
That
hit.
was a joke.
Oh, okay.
I said the
Thanks.
18 to hit, but I was getting talked over.
That's fine. I know.
I got 2 fingy guns.
I have 2 fingies on wood gun.
All right. After that, that'll bring it to Lolax.
Okay. So if there were to be a 20-foot radius, is there a way that I could hit all 4 of them?
Including me?
I don't know if it would hit you because I'm looking kind of like over here. There. I'm wondering if like I could get
So
it.
the 4 squares.
Yeah.
Block, right?
It'd be
So
like a 20-foot radius, so.
I think here you can hit 3.
But I'm thinking I can maybe hit this one too if it's.
Well,
like,
also
here.
it depends on verticality.
Like-
Wait, there's one over here.
Lolax is trying to hit this guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm trying to hit all 4 of them by like centering it kind of like over here. Is that possible? Without hitting Hush. Ooh, up there about to see.
That's the nice thing about tabletop is you can literally just spawn a circle. You're getting Hush and Sin.
Please no.
Well,
Couldn't we move it back one?
Like up here.
so you can do that, or because it still needs to be lined up with the actual squares.
Yeah.
So that's there. 1 square up. That's there.
Okay, I'll do that one.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna cast Fireball.
Okay.
By 3.
And you're not adding.
1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is that? That's 6, and then 10. Okay, 10. Oop. And then that's 6, 8, 3. So
Are you changing
10.
the damage?
21. So 21.
Okay.
And
What's the save DC?
the save DC would be 15.
15.
Yeah, 15.
All right. So the boss makes it.
And at the last second, as it's like streaking fire, I'm going to transmute it into cold damage.
Everybody was like clenching their
I
ass cheeks.
was like, let it happen. Let it happen. I can see Lolax
Why?
panicking and forgetting to do it.
All right. How much was the total damage?
21.
21. So reduced to 10. For those that save.
Yeah.
So the Crypt Spider will take 10 points of ice damage, and then these 2. This one dies.
The Crypt Spider. We left the Naga in perfectly good health.
I didn't ask this, but are there any more like in Cocoon or that we didn't see that we're descending?
I'm checking the initiative order for any others that may be hidden, and no.
Cool.
So, as this freaks over, you see the actual fear in Hush and Eslane's eyes. Twang in Eslane's eyes. Probably Hush as well, in Sail. Sail, you want to shoot Lolax.
I'm just like. I'm puckered with hope until the last second. Oh.
Like watching the Hail Mary, like 0-second, like touchdown throw for your team, your home team.
Oh. Yeah,
And then what happens at the very end? Please describe.
So, as it makes impact, you see it scatter across the bark. The Crypt Spider seems to recoil from it, but not too horribly. They seem to have been able to use the tree to blunt most of the force of it. One of the zombies that were descending gets completely annihilated. As their cocoon drops frozen, it shatters, and you see a bunch of spiders starting to crawl out of it. The other one that is still standing is barely holding on.
So, can I use a free action to look up at the giant spider and say, "You saw that was fire, right? I can do that again if you want, but actually have it be fire, or we can just all agree to stop."
All right, great.
Solid effort. It might not speak.
Might not speak, but if it
Solid
does,
effort.
or if it speaks,
He's gonna be like, Wreck Fire.
like it would have been great if we like casted like the telepathic connection, because then it wouldn't matter.
Oh.
On it.
Yeah.
No.
Nah. It was good to use it the way we did, just in case.
How about no?
I think that'd be.
I don't want to
Brenton.
share my spot with a
Brenton.
spider.
Share,
No.
please.
Go
He
give
needs
the big
friends.
spider a mental hug and say hello for us.
You see the spider starts to skitter across one of the large branches until it's just above Lolax and then descends.
Wait, don't I still have movement?
For anybody
Sure.
who's watched
You
Hunter,
said as a free action, it sounded like you kind of ended your turn.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to move over towards my friend in the back there.
Twang.
Away from any big branches where spiders could potentially drop on me.
Yeah, just
Lie
like
about
as a
there.
precaution. Yeah, like I imagine that it's more of a throw it over the shoulder kind of situation. Oh shit.
That's fine. It will still move there and drop down until it's about here. And then it is going to, seeing as you're out of the way, other friends aren't.
come for me.
I
Father.
didn't do anything.
You know what kills spiders? Birds. Idiot. He doesn't even know.
There's also species of spiders that kill birds. Big ones.
Bird-eating spiders don't count.
Dirty 20 to hit
Because birds aren't real.
No.
on sticks. Uh-huh.
Wait, do I have a reaction? I don't think any of my armor spells are reactions.
No. Well, if you had shield, that would be a reaction,
That
but
still
you
wouldn't
do
make
still
it.
wouldn't make
I have
it.
Shield of Faith. Does that count?
Nope.
It wouldn't-
Nope.
Yeah, it is.
You should have took my aids.
All right.
Stop.
No, don't
And so
stop.
as it lands, it looks around and just bites down on you. You feel these giant fangs inject venom into you. You're going to take 4 points of piercing damage, as well as 5 points of poison. And please make me a Constitution saving throw.
So 9 total, then con thing. Literally.
Should've blown on
hit
it.
my foot at some point.
Why are you rolling at advantage?
What?
You rolled 2. Why?
No, I didn't. I grabbed one. One of
It was.
yeah.
Oh,
this
okay.
one just fell out. Where did it go?
I just saw 2 move. That's why I was like, what?
He's rolling for
Hello?
sticks and hush.
It's
Right.
there.
You? I just want to know.
Well, thank you.
That was an 11.
Is it liquid core?
That is worse. That is a 9 plus con
Mm-hmm.
11.
All right. You are going to be considered poisoned.
Oh, fucking lovely.
Does anybody else see this number?
Yeah. Wait, does that count as a nat 20?
Negative 1.
That should be a nat 20.
Jeremy. I think Andre you left him hanging for like a
Oh,
second.
yeah.
Being poisoned? Fuck you.
No, for rolling a 0.
No, that's a
negative
zombie.
1.
Sticks has got a 3.
Yeah, I
Oh,
got a 3, bro. Don't fucking discount me like that.
I wasn't discounting. I was giving props. It's a rare number.
For me, what is the lowest negative you guys have seen in a game?
2.
2.
Negative 2?
Second attacks.
What?
Yeah, he gets
I mean,
multi-attack,
it's almost like it's a big
motherfucker.
creature or something. Like,
It's not against you.
It's got 2 fangs.
Oh,
Why do you feel upset when we encounter hard things to fight? Oh, but we're supposed to.
Is going to attempt to bite down on Thail,
I
but
didn't do it.
it actually misses.
Ow.
6 plus 5. 11. It
Oh.
just misses.
Ah!
So as it bites down on Sticks, it turns around to try to take a bite out of you, and you manage to just flap your hands really hard until it leaves you alone.
actually, question. What
Like
does
slapping
poison do, by the
fangs,
way?
like, no.
You can get disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws, I believe, and ability checks. Poison. Boom. A poison creature has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. So just those two, not saving throws.
So if I have an ability that has something else to a save, it doesn't impose like this.
It doesn't impose
Okay, cool.
the save they have to make.
Because I had a plan, but I'm so far down in the initiative order.
You guys
Plans
brought a lot of
change.
friends with you.
Yeah.
All right, that will. Speaking of, that will bring it to Eslane. Eslane is going to take a heavy crossbow, make 2 shots with it. Ooh, that'll miss. No, wait, that would hit. Be 15. And that'll definitely hit. So those are both going to be D10s. 11 and 11. So 22 points of damage. You see as she takes this massive heavy crossbow, wheels it up, and you see it's actually an albatross because it has a feeding mechanism.
Just another heavy.
We were in the area, okay? Leave it alone.
Then the callback. I didn't realize until now that she had a regular crossbow.
Nope.
She's gonna shoot me again, isn't she?
Yup. No, I'm kidding. Aims it and fires twice, dealing 22 points of damage to the crypt spider.
Big.
Oh, wait. Also.
It is an albatross.
Yes.
Wait, her
That's a
crossbow
bird.
looks like an albatross?
Oh.
Fuck,
It's the
weird.
hand ballista from Elden Ring.
Dealing a pretty heavy amount of damage to it. As it kind of streaks across, you guys see that the bolts are almost on fire.
Oh.
Also, an albatross is an automatic crossbow. It is a
Oh.
crossbow that has a clip in it, essentially.
Yep.
So when you
Oh,
fire, you
very
lever
well.
action, it and then draws back for you.
I
I
am.
was thinking it was a
I
bird.
stepped on a wire and rolled it with my foot at the same time as you opened that can, and I thought I fucked something up.
Power goes out to the house.
I kind of saw the panic on your face when I heard that one.
What
All right.
happened?
Sen, I'll bring it to your turn.
I figure it took this long because once I saw like, oh, Lolex fucking attack. Oh, I need to kill that. And it's been a minute since I've set out to kill. I'm like trying to. There's like a clip where there's a mace in my armor, but I haven't used it in so long. I'm like, I like stop for a second and watch Lolax almost throw a fireball, and then I go back to like. Now it's my turn. I got it. Weapon. And, the big spider seems to be fucking with my friends. I'll go. Bat.
All right. You move 5 feet over, bap it.
I like how. Okay, you said whap it, but I heard wappin. That is now the name of your mace.
It's
the whap-
weapon time.
Oh, I accidentally rolled
It's the
damage.
wappin.
It's more than time.
My favorite part of
16 to hit.
the combat was
That'll
when
hit.
Sen said
5.
it's Morbin time and started Morbin
Okay.
all over.
And then second attack.
Cool.
18 to hit.
That'll definitely hit.
It's cocked in there, but it says 6.
6 damage.
Yep.
How do you finish it?
Nice. I just bat, whap, 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 and his head is just like it's. If you ever seen Pan's Labyrinth, the dude with the gun
Yeah.
butt, that.
So as he starts to just beat into this thing, you hear
Face
this
is
like
just-
high-pitched wail as it starts to get lowered into the dirt. As just concussive hit after hit after hit, and it just a small crater is made as fluid of questionable type starts to leak from it.
Every kind.
I love questionable fluid.
Sayo's just standing there like slappy handsing it away, and then you roll up like fucking boom boom boom.
That will bring to Hush's turn.
So Hush is going to. So he can see the big boy get his fucking skull caved in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie, I kind of prepared what he was gonna do first because I fucking forgot that Hush is gonna go.
Hush is the martial character. They can just fire twice.
Yeah. So, who is the one next to me? They're dead.
That one still
Yeah.
alive, or undead.
Standing.
Funny.
It does look like it's mostly fallen apart though.
Stab it with an arrow.
Stab it with an arrow.
Like Legsy or whoever from Lord of the Bracelets.
Legs here. Legs there.
So if I fire at something outside of my range, I get disadvantage because something is within my fighting range, right? Okay. Who is this? Is this Esline?
Apparently
That's
Vader
Drake.
makes
That's
a good
Rogue-
Lord of the
Rogue
Bracelets.
So can I, like, oh, I know what I want to do.
I hope so. It's your turn.
I'm gonna use Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
Where I do not provoke attack of opportunities, and I'm going to dash directly back towards my brother and Lola.
Yep.
Me.
Me.
And then I'm going to do myself and take a pot shot through its lane and
Drake.
Rugier.
Rugier. I'm just gonna remember Ruger
Roll
with
the
an
one.
eye.
Sorcerer Rajier.
Roger.
What the fuck? That is 2 doubles in a row.
What is it?
17 plus stuff.
That definitely hits.
And it'll deal an extra D8 of force damage. 8. Whether I hit or miss. But I hit. So.
I will tell you this right now. It's down.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Alright. Do you even want me to roll?
It had 3 HP.
I'll just roll the D8. That was a 2, so yes, I killed it.
It would have been impressive if you didn't.
I roll a 1 and a 1.
Your modifier would be.
Yeah, that's why I was
Oh, I
saying
would've-
it would have been down
Okay,
regardless.
yeah, so I will take that one out, and then I guess kind of just ready up and like survey the area.
You have a
for-
second attack.
Oh,
Zephyr Strike's a bonus action.
everybody chill. Second one over here.
It is combat. This is the only time we're allowed to not chill.
This is the person that
Nope.
screamed at their friend earlier.
Nope.
How much was it?
It was a 5 plus stuff.
That still would have hit.
It's a
They're
zombie,
zombies. They have
bro.
8. They have an 8 for AC.
What's
What's your plus to hit? Well, your proficiency alone would have done it. Yeah.
Okay. So then longbow
Always
is
shake your number.
a
Never know.
D8 plus Dexaroni.
Unless you have.
1d8 plus 4.
Miss all the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
That is not a D8. I thought I fucking grabbed this one. That is a 5.
That will still take it down. This one had 1 HP.
Why?
Is that for me?
Yeah.
Hush is gonna get a
Darn.
fat ego from this, like.
Wait.
And that'll be his turn. Just
Guess what? It's Jeremy's turn again.
it is.
Let's go,
You know what
buddy.
you're doing with this character?
Yes.
You said
Well,
you-
actually, it is completely changed because I was going to use a fucking spectral
is-
guardian, spiritual
is a
guardian,
Surprised face.
but there was literally like, Six was getting ready, and he was like, "Oh man, look at all these fucking enemies." He was about to get ready for
Mm-hmm.
But as he's like looking around, kind of like maybe like trying to remember the spell to cast, he keeps seeing like, oh, well that one's dead. Oh shit, well that one's dead too. Oh well that one just died. Hush just killed those two. Okay.
There are 2 swarms of spiders where they were.
Oh, so
There's
swarms
now
of
3.
spiders. How does that work? Like, is a swarm considered one enemy?
Yes.
He's also a crow. That doesn't help either.
Hush! Fucking either.
Please do your turn.
What is the closest enemy to me?
This guy right here.
Okay. I will use.
Yourself.
Use Sacred Flame.
All right. Make
Dex
dexterity saving throw.
Dex 15.
Very dexterous spiders.
It's radiant.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah, it's not fire.
I saw the look on your face, and it didn't make sense to me for a second. I was like, wait.
It says flame like.
16.
Oh, okay.
No damage.
No damage.
That's your turn.
It's cantrip. Unless you would like to move.
Or you have a bonus action. Miss Bailey.
Is this one next to the dragon dead?
Nope.
Nope.
I like entering range doesn't provoke attack of
No.
opportunity. I want to go in between these 2 enemies. Flying, kind of. Does that still work with flanking? If I'm flying.
they would need a through line against you. So if they're both on the ground, you're up in the air. No, they do not get
Are
flanked.
they on the ground or?
Yes, they are on the ground.
Okay,
All of them
then
are.
I'm gonna move over in between the two to try and give Lane and the dragon some help.
They will not get flanking off of you.
You have to be on the ground.
It has to be a through line.
If you stood here and then the dragon moved to here, the dragon would have flanking on both.
Like,
But the dragon's
they're
not smart
here
enough to
and
do
But
it.
this one they would get flanking.
Just attack one.
you have to be,
You have to
standing
be
on the ground. You cannot be flying.
That's
If
what I
you-
said. I walked over.
You said you flew over. And
You
you
did-
said,
you
if
did
I'm
say that you
flying,
Yes,
do
but
they
then
get-
when you guys corrected, I said, okay, well, I'm gonna go over.
Okay, so you're on the ground.
Okay.
And then-
Everybody chill out.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Renton.
So it's just the swarm of spiders left.
Seems like it.
What's the red dot on me?
That's actually the swarm that's underneath you. You are starting your turn inside a swarm.
Okay. Would disengage get me out of it without getting hit?
I like spiders.
Probably.
Okay. So I will bonus action disengage.
Okay.
I will move. Here.
You only got 15 feet of movement off of a
Dis-
disengage. So then you have to use your movement after.
Oh.
I'm just clarifying.
Okay. Well, I'll move as far away as I can.
That's 15 off a disengage. You still have your regular movement to go.
Oh. Okay. I thought you were.
Disengage is half movement, and that's a bonus action.
The stop, drop, and roll method for fire also works on spiders.
And I no longer am covered in spiders, correct?
Correct.
All right. Would throwing a dagger at spiders actually do something?
Only one way to find
All
out.
right. Well, I'll throw a dagger at the spiders that were at my feet because fuck them.
Stabs foot.
20 dirty.
That'll definitely hit.
I was so confused, and I realized that you have cunning action, and I was like, oh, that's how you can do that.
Yep.
Rogan.
Rogue would be like
Yeah.
7
It's Rogan time.
damage.
All right.
Morgan.
Like the podcast?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, 7.
I've never watched. I've
You-
seen like meme clips. That's all I've
And then
seen
I'll
of that.
move like another 10 feet diagonally and good.
All right. There you go. You manage to shake off all these spiders, run back, throwing one over your shoulder as you go. You do hit, and you hear a couple of them kind of almost out of existence. And then continue running. Thail, that'll bring it to your turn.
I'll hold up my fingy guns. I don't really see anything worth using like magic on, so I just start blasting.
Fair enough.
Use my bar of magic.
All y'all motherfuckers gonna say that the rest of this goddamn camp.
It is established.
Says the boy who can't even stay alive by himself.
Mark.
You don't like being called a narc, do you, you angry jelly bean?
Jack's totally an arc.
13 on the lower one.
13. That does hit.
Okay, then I'm not gonna tell you the higher one. So there.
Okay.
Wasn't it 20 apparently?
It was a 14 on the die. I'm gonna hit the one. This side of sticks towards
Okay.
the tree, and I'll hit it for a total of 8 damage.
All right. With both bolts.
Yes.
Two aquamarine beams right underneath your wings sticks as you're kind of landing back into position. You see them kind of skitter right under you.
I think, unless something else shows up, maybe we won't die.
Why is
Alright.
Brenton's head like wood for you?
Don't.
Works the same.
That's definitely not.
It's long, it's big, it's heavy, it's wood.
All right. That'll bring it to.
We need you here
Ba-ba-ba.
for the lug during the one shot.
Yes.
That'll bring it to Twang's turn. He's just gonna fire 2. Hit. Still a hit, just barely.
Just a quick bang bang and move on.
Yep.
Bang bang
5,
bang bang.
9, 19. After
Learn a
modifiers.
thing or two
So
from Twang.
you see
Fucking shoot, idiot!
that they fire, and like literally they are saying that, just like, stop, just go.
Usha's going to imitate what he just said.
just go. Stop, just go.
Yep, in his way.
That'll bring to Rugir, who is going to bite. That will hit for 3.
Just got a
8.
glorious idea. I'm gonna make a character tonight.
And it's a Kenku.
Yes.
You need more
Hold on.
birds.
Kenku Bard. That's just a remixer.
Oh, yeah, I've
Beatboxer.
had that.
Yeah.
Basically a Vocaloid Kenku. I
I
have
changed
had
my
that.
mind. I'm not making it.
Wow. With so
Think
many
about
words.
Hatsune Miku, but with a crow face. I've literally, ever since I started talking to Becca about Vocaloids, this is a character. It's either a Bard Vocaloid or specifically a Kenku Vocaloid, where they like imitate things that they've heard on the road as like their.
Do a Warforge.
I'm gonna play Vocaloid.
19 to hit on
Oh,
sticks.
Yep.
All right. Double deal.
He said he
weird
was
to
going
me
to
to
play
see a
with it. He didn't
laptop
say
that
that
folds
we
out
had to
with
play
it.
with what he did.
That's going to deal 8 points of piercing damage as they start to crawl up on you and start to just bite in like
Swarm
a
of
bunch
Black
of mini
Widows.
daggers.
You're fucked.
Lolax.
Yeah.
Your
I'm already
turn?
poisoned. What do you want from me?
So,
Soak it out.
is that one that like marked with the big red X?
Bet.
Is that dead? Or
Yeah.
is that like
Yeah, it's dead,
split
dead.
into like multiple little small guys now because?
Nope.
Okay.
It
I've been
just
playing
dead,
too
dead.
much Hollow Knight.
And
They do
then
that.
we have 2 that are over there in between folks.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And there's also
here,
one
here.
currently on sticks. They're occupying the same space.
Okay.
Fireball.
Please no.
Please, yes.
Have you guys watched My Hero Academia?
Yes.
What
Feathers are flammable.
are there any kinds of damages that we like you'd be vulnerable to?
Fire.
Fuck.
Not like I
Lightning?
don't actually know like if that's something that happens.
I
in
think
5e.
electric is super effective against flying.
Ever light a bird on
Okay, so I
fire?
can.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Feathers burn.
The live one?
Did you know that burning wool produces cyanide, so if they don't run back to the flock, they choke on their own gas?
I think I'm just going to firebolt at the one that's between the 2 of them.
All right. They are going to get a little bit of cover just because you're firing through friends. Wait, no, you have spell sniper. Never mind.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna spell sniper and I'm going to turn it into acid damage.
Nice.
That's the first time I think we've seen you transmogrify from anything other than ice and fire, right?
No, I've done thunder and
Thunder.
I've done lightning.
Oh, thunder and lightning. Okay, yeah.
But I figure fire, cold, but works. I haven't tried this one yet, so
All right. Oh, roll to hit.
The acid spreads like
yeah,
wildfire.
that was-
17 plus 6.
That'll definitely hit.
And I think I should know this off the top of my head, but I don't. 2d10. Six plus stuff. No, wait, no, it's not.
Not plus stuff for a cantrip. So
Right.
6 total?
Yep.
All right. This blob of acid kind of flies over Rugir's shoulders and lands into them. You can actually hear them start to sizzle and fall apart. They have scattered out and away from it, but they are still barely standing.
Okay. Then I'm going to use my. I'm going to use my movement, and I'm going to boldly move up now that I know it's safe to be right next to Sun.
Right next to Sun. Right there.
And I don't think there's anything else I can do, so I'm just going to call it a day.
All right. Now we'll bring to the swarm of spiders that you just hit. They're going to occupy Rugir's space, and they're going to try and eat him.
Fight the first dragon. I've seen a YouTube video about this one.
Like a
Holy
Komodo
shit.
dragon.
This
YouTube
Drake has an
kids.
insane AC.
Yeah,
The Drake has an 18 AC.
yeah.
Hog.
So do I.
Yeah.
Guard drakes are kind of busted.
Not even a guard Drake.
Hmm.
That's just the Drake companion from Drake Warden.
Yep.
I
So
didn't
guard
do
drake
anything
is
special
like,
with
what,
it.
20?
What?
So what is a guard drake? 20 AC?
Guard
I-
Drakes normally only have like a 12. But if you can then armor them, They're
I,
meant to be mounts.
I've
Drake
used them a
Warden.
long time ago, and I try to not remember stats like ACU when
Drake
I'm not
Warden
used to
stats.
something.
The Drake's
I literally used a Nightwalker last week. Like, I had the stat block pulled up for 3 hours, and I don't remember a single number from it.
It's called selective memory.
Yeah.
That's a great skill.
Also pretty harmful to your mental health. If you misuse it, I've found.
So you see, oh yeah, she has crossbow expert, no doubt. She is literally going to, with her crossbow, start to brush off all of these spiders and get them into like one area and just point down and shoot. And it's a good thing they're a tiny little swarm. She hits.
Crossbow expert gives you proficiency in pistol whipping.
Walks
They
up,
give you
doesn't even
proficiency
shoot.
in
Just
naying as well.
So that one is
That one's
gone,
lost
and then her
everything.
second attack is going to go against the other swarm in the back. Oh, hit.
Yeah.
11. Yeah, that does hit. All right, it's going to be. Where did my D10 go? So nope, that's not a D10. That's a D10. 8 plus stuff. All right, that one also goes down.
For the sake of brevity, can we intimidate the last one into not?
For the sake of brevity, you guys managed to, without hurting sticks, kill the last one.
If you
Say,
walk-
It's like sitting there, everybody fucking shooting shit over his fucking shoulder. He's like,
some
Start doing the
walls
slappy
up and
hands on
punches
sticks.
and spider
No,
off.
if you want an image of how the other one dies, I just kind of roll over there and go.
he just
Smack him.
starts smacking the ground so hard that the spiders are just kind of like flipping over and just like curling up. Oh my god.
All right. And with that, as you guys are taking a breather,
Got something you want to talk about?
Like
I don't need to
Snake.
anymore.
Yeah, Kilgore is all back to sleep.
Out of initiative,
you are out of initiative.
who looks the most beat up?
You.
Oh yeah, Sticks. He's gonna look around as he's like fucking holding himself. He's like, oh, wait a minute.
If only somebody could help.
I'm
How are
going
you
to
looking?
use.
I'm the only one that got hit. So I lost a little bit of health.
Do I have Spare the Dying twice?
That's
Because-
probably original.
No, because one was selected at character creation, the other one was given to you because of your subclass.
I
So you have it
circle.
twice.
One is cleric, one is circle of mortality.
Right, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
One is better than the
also,
other.
one is touch and one is 30 feet. That's fucked. Hello.
No,
Anyways.
it's not. It's circle mortality.
So I'm gonna use healing word on myself. At
And I think with that, as you guys are licking your wounds, we're gonna call it a session.
Don't put. That is where the spider bit you. Don't put your tongue in there.
open my what?
All right.
Your bird tongue.
We love you all. We will see you next time. Follow us on all the social medias and that kind of stuff. Discord, all the goodness. We'll put it here really quick.
Good night. Goodbye.
Good luck.
Get fucked.
Will we be playing next week?
Yes.
I believe so.
What's the date?
Uh,
Okay, yeah, I'm leaving on the 23rd.
Yep, we are good to go.
yeah.
Aha! Goodbye!
Uh-huh.
Hey, you still here?